us were born into it. All of us chose it. This family. With a history richer than most, connecting generations in ways that blood alone can't always do. Because we built this together. This house, this kingdom, this louder-than-life family of ours. A family that around these parts means everything.
From Arrowhead Stadium, this is Kansas City Chiefs football. Tyler Bray leading the Chiefs onto the field for the final preseason test against the Green Bay Packers 10 days away from Week 1. With Trent Green, BJ Kissel on the sideline, I'm Carter Blackburn. It is preseason game number 4, which means it's time for opportunity time for Tyler Bray and several other Chiefs.
Well, it's a great opportunity for Tyler Bray. He's someone that's been dealing with injuries. A fourth-year quarterback out of Tennessee, missed the last couple of seasons because of injury. Tonight, coming off of that neck injury he had earlier in preseason, gets a great opportunity to showcase himself.
Final game of the preseason means position battles, brought to you by Sprint, beginning with the wide receiver.
Well, we're going to look at 3 different positions, and wide receiver is one of those. D'Anthony Thomas, big-time player 2 years ago as a rookie, fell off a little bit last year trying to make that final roster spot. And then with linebackers, there's a big battle there to fill that void at linebacker. Who's going to be the guy? Undrafted rookie Terrence Smith out of Florida State is a sideline-to-sideline linebacker that can make big plays. And then with defensive backs, that's always a key position when you're talking about special teams. Kavari Russell, the third-round pick out of Notre Dame, is a big player that can make plays as well.
Big decisions ahead for John Dorsey. He is with BJ Kissel.
Thanks, Carter. John, I know that you and your staff have a lot of tough decisions over the next 24 hours. Just what's the process that you guys are going to go through to get this roster trimmed down by Saturday's deadline?
Well, I mean, everybody look at the process as, tomorrow, the next day, but this process has been ongoing all the way back from OTAs into training camp and into the regular preseason games. To me, it's probably one of the most difficult times because you have such an emotional component when you have to make these moves, and these are some good football players and some really good human beings on this team. So therefore, from the human element standpoint, it's going to be a tough situation to do. I think we'll do the same process that we've done the last 4 years. I think we do a very thorough job. I think a very detailed job in this process. At the end of it too, you always want to acknowledge those players. Thank you for what you've done, and thank you for being part of the kingdom.
We've seen over the last few years the success that you've had picking up players on the waiver wire. Just how do you balance making sure you're comfortable with your own evaluations while also looking around the league and seeing which players are becoming available?
Well, first and foremost, I think you must understand your team and what that team will look like moving forward. From a research and a preparation standpoint, we're going to analyze every team, the 31 other teams out there, to see if there is a component that we feel can help meet the requirements that we're setting forward to, determine that 53. And there's also a chance here where the 53 might be on this roster as we speak. It's so many multiple scenarios that take place, so you have to be flexible enough to be able to deal with each and every one of the scenarios that pops every day.
Thanks, John. Carter, back to you guys.
The Cheeseheads are indeed in town for the final preseason game as the entire Chiefs organization eyeing Week 1 10 days away. Full night here in Kansas City. 76 degrees for the final preseason test for the Chiefs against the Green Bay Packers. Andy Reid and the Chiefs entering season 4. And it is a well-positioned roster, a well-positioned team entering the 2016 season for Andy Reid and General Manager John Dorsey. So we will be detailing the decisions ahead for the Chiefs organization, but it is one that's in a good spot. And we talk about the Chiefs quarterback situation. We were just discussing it off the air. Might as well discuss it on the air. I mean, when you have what is now considered a surplus of quarterbacks, including Tyler Bray, who will get the start tonight, coming back from the injury in the first preseason game, versus some of the other situations around the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs are looking pretty good heading into preseason game number 4.
Well, it definitely is a nice luxury to have. And then you got Tyler Bray, and then we'll follow it up with Aaron Murray, and then Kevin Hogan, who they drafted this year out of Stanford. So you've got some young quarterbacks trying to make an impact. And having those discussions with them yesterday, getting a chance, I asked them, I said, do you understand the enormity of what's going on? Do you guys realize that? Is that something in the back of your mind? And of course, they both said, both Aaron and Tyler said, we're trying to focus on this game and playing well and getting an opportunity to play and not think of everything in terms of the big terms, the big picture in terms of making that final roster spot. They said, we just want to go out and play well. Both of them said the same, want to go out and play well. Get on tape, whether it's with the Chiefs or someone else, showcase yourself. This is an excellent opportunity. For Aaron Murray, said, this is my dream to play in the National Football League. So every time I get a chance to go on the field, I'm living out my dream. Tyler Bray, having dealt with injuries the last couple of seasons, dealt with the neck this year, he's excited to get out and get an opportunity to lead the offense. So this game carries a lot of importance. We may not see a lot of starters or won't see any starters, but it carries a lot of importance because of those final roster spots.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Garmin. On a beautiful night at Arrowhead Stadium, Trevor Davis takes the opening kick, brings it out to the 28. Packers won the toss and elected to receive. So we'll see the Packers offense against the Chiefs defense first, which means those linebacker positions and those defensive back positions we'll be keeping an eye on. And yes, there is number 29, Eric Berry. We don't anticipate seeing him in the game tonight, but Eric Berry thankfully back on the Kansas City Chiefs sideline.
Obviously, it goes without saying, a valuable member of the defense. He NFL Comeback Player of the Year a year ago, and it's nice to have him sign his tender and back in the fold for the Chiefs.
So again, we'll be checking in with several of the Chiefs starters throughout the night. Joe Callahan is the starting quarterback in this game for the Green Bay Packers, and there's Desmond Moses to make the stop on the first play from scrimmage. And Moses among those players at linebacker, trying to make their presence felt in their last opportunity on the field before Saturday's cuts come down to 53-man roster. Callahan slant, that is caught on the outside. Kenneth Acker makes the stop. And Acker's the player assigned after last week's preseason game, so the newest addition to the Chiefs roster.
Yeah, that was interesting for us to, as the game wrapped up, and next thing you know, the Chiefs have a new player that added to the roster. So making that trade right at the end of last week's game, and we'll get our first look at Kenneth Acker.
Handoff on the left side. Big stick by Eric Murray, stepping up from safety to lay the lick.
He was tackled by Eric Murray.
Well, Eric Murray, the 4th-round pick out of Minnesota, you'll see him come down. He's the one that maintains contain on the outside. That's the job. Everybody has their lane, so you're one-on-one with that running back. That's the way you have to come up and stick it. And Murray's had a nice preseason, put himself in position, not only making this roster, but having a chance to play on Sundays.
Nice stick. You see Callahan at quarterback. He's third string for the Packers. Chase down. Eludes, tosses downfield, and good pressure from Andy Malumba. Malumba got good pressure on Callahan.
Well, and that's one of the ones that Bob Sutton won't be real happy about. Once those guys to maintain, contain, make the quarterbacks turn inside, not get around the outside edge. Malumba's made several plays throughout the preseason, and they're almost at another one.
Another solid tackle inside by Desmond Moses. That's the 5th-year player out of Tulane. Undrafted free agent in 2012. Actually,
second down and 10 from the Chiefs.
Spent some time with Green Bay. So now the 5th-year player.
We'll talk about a guy who's making an impact in the preseason. Desmond Moses, We've talked about him several times throughout this entire preseason. Now getting a chance to start in this final preseason games. We've already seen his presence felt twice on this first drive.
Burks on the outside for the Packers, and he is ridden out by Ramik Wilson, second-year player out at Georgia. And the unfortunate news of the week, Josh Mauga out for the season. That means it's going to be a bigger role for Ramik Wilson.
Yes, Mauga put on injured reserve. Ramik Wilson has had several opportunities throughout the preseason to get a chance to start. They've rotated different guys. Justin Marks getting the start the last couple of weeks, trying to be that guy next to Derek Johnson to get the start on opening day against San Diego.
They have Mauga out for the season. Justin Houston physically unable to perform. The linebackers out there now may have a chance to not only make the roster, but play significantly in the regular season, as that pass is downfield and incomplete with Marcus Cooper defending.
Well, and Cooper quickly became the receiver on that play. There wasn't a lot of Packers around in the air, and he went up for the ball, and receiver for the Packers became the defender and put a pretty good shot on his midsection there. So nice job by this Chiefs defense, getting them off the field and forcing a punt here on 4th down.
Which means DeAnthony Thomas is back. We talked about Thomas as a receiver, but this is just as important for DeAnthony, special teams game. Thomas is going to call for the fair catch inside the 9. So Tyler Bray will lead the Chiefs offense onto the field as the 4th-year player from Tennessee gets the start at QB for the Chiefs. Chiefs defense forces a punt by the Packers on their opening possession. Now it's Chiefs football. You know someone who makes our community a better place to live, work, and play? Visit Chiefs.com/firstpass. Nominate them to throw out the first pass at Arrowhead this season. Chiefs First Pass is powered by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. So Tyler Bray, we talked about the injury in game 1, the chip fracture, cervical spine, in preseason game number 1, but that's only the latest of the injuries that he has dealt with during his time with the Chiefs. So this opportunity to start a game, get a lot of snaps, is precious for Tyler Bray.
Well, there was no commitment from Andy Reid in terms of how long Tyler Bray will get a chance to be out on the field, so he's got to make the most of it. Here he goes deep on the first play.
Deep shot looking for Tyreek Hill, who had the 81-yard grab last week in Chicago, and it just misses. Yeah, no time wasted on airing it out.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Good job by Andy Reid calling up the play on the first snap. Tyler Bray, no doubt, has a big arm. This time throwing it over 50 yards in the air and almost connecting on it before he takes a shot in the pocket.
Dialing it up all the way up on the first play from scrimmage for Tyler Bray. So now on 2nd down, pass again. That's intended for Niall Davis. And it is incomplete. Now in a hurry, 3rd and 10.
Well, this is going to be the important thing for Tyler Bray. When on 1st down you decide to take that shot, then all of a sudden you have to come back on 2nd down and make sure you get a completion. Make sure you get yourself in a makeable 3rd down. Not that 3rd and long isn't makeable. Obviously, the percentages increase as you get down the field a little bit. And, just maybe a little bit of game jitters here coming in, first series, and a little bit hyped up, a little adrenaline, trying to make an impact, trying a little too hard, but sure they'll be throwing it here again on 3rd down.
Bray, 3 years with the Chiefs. He's been active all of one game. So 3rd and 10, stepping up, downfield and incomplete. It's intended for Tyreek Hill again, but so 2 targets for Tyreek Hill, but it results in a 3 and out on the first Chiefs possession with Tyler Bray at QB.
Well, not necessarily the way you want to start. Starting off 0 for 3, and really could have got that ball up a little bit. The 2nd down pass could have got it down a little bit, but he's going to have plenty of opportunities here throughout this first half. They want to see him. Aaron Murray had 24 pass attempts coming into this game because he's played more, he's been healthy, and Tyler Bray coming in only had 9 pass attempts. So the coaches want to get a real evaluation here in this final preseason game.
Colquitt's punt. Abradaris fields it back at the 35, and he is wrestled down near the 45-yard line. Well, it's preseason game number 4, but the Kingdom is in regular season form, ready for week 1, 10 days away. Nelson Atkins Museum of Art on Oak Street here in KC. Scoreless so far between the Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. And oh, by the way, KOZL in Springfield, Missouri. Part of our preseason coverage as we get you set for week 1 against the San Diego Chargers here at Arrowhead Stadium. So Chiefs defense forced a punt from Callahan and the Packers, their first time out. Brandon Ross is the ball carrier. Let's check in with BJ Kissel.
Yeah, guys, when that interview I did with John Dorsey earlier today, and you talk about Desmond Moses out there making plays and the success that Dorsey's had finding guys on the waiver wire. Before the 2013 season, they were known as the Magnificent Seven. There were 7 guys picked up on the waiver wire. 4 of those guys are still on this team, and Desmond Moses, Marcus Cooper, and then Jay Howard and Ron Parker were also picked up at that time.
That is remarkable, BJ, to think about those guys contributing not only to that year's Kansas City team, but now to still 4 of those players to still be here with this Chiefs organization is truly remarkable. Callahan eludes another sack. The pass is complete. Malumba gets the pressure. But again, Callahan eludes that pressure.
Well, and the impressive thing about that Magnificent Seven that you're talking about, Jay Howard signing a new deal this offseason, Ron Parker signing one a year ago. So these are guys not only making an impact, they're starting and really contributing to a very solid defense.
And then you get to the point in year 4 under John Dorsey and Andy Reid where you're saying, all right, there is more likely to be tweaking and fine-tuning rather than wholesale roster additions at this point. Although, of course, I think you heard that in John's interview with BJ, as any personnel person is going to say, hey, we're going to make the moves, they're going to help our team. So we're not committing or not committing to anything at this point. Wilson and Moses make the stop.
Well, and I think that was the big thing coming into this training camp. They felt like this was their deepest roster in 4 years. You know, those first year, talk about bringing in 7 after cuts and adding to the roster. Then you continually add more pieces. And coming into this training camp, they're talking about the depth and how tough it is going to be to make that 53-man roster. And there you see right there, it's 3rd and 5. What they do, the guys come in and they force a 1-yard loss. So it's going to be a difficult decision come cut down time here in a couple days.
Anthony Thomas calls for the fair catch, grabs it inside the 10 as the Chiefs D forces a 3 and out. So Tyler Bray trying to move the chains when he gets the football again here at Arrowhead. Told you it is a lovely evening in Kansas City, but it is still summertime. So what's better than you're getting ready for Labor Day and you might have the barbecue going, you get a little warm, and you would just take a little run through the sprinkler like Dustin Colquitt did about an hour before kickoff. It's not exactly following the script, but Dustin had fun with it.
You know, Dustin and his wife have 5 kids, so he's used to running through sprinklers and water all over the place. And he was right at home with that.
Race land incomplete, targeting Tyreek Hill again. Yeah, I mean that's a good wrinkle to mix in with the family barbecues, right? I mean, you don't always have to be sitting around the pool.
That's right. But Tyler Bray has to get into a little bit of a rhythm here. That time, just trying to make an easy short throw for him, a slot, quick play fake and slot. I'd anticipate we're going to get to a run here maybe they're just going to let him keep airing it out, but right now he needs to find a completion.
0 for 4 so far. Sure enough, the handoff to Niall Davis. Minimal gain on 2nd down. So we talked about the latest injury to Tyler Bray being the back injury. I mean, when you're coming off that injury, what are the limitations right now for Tyler?
Well, getting a chance to talk to him yesterday, he said it was more just stiffness and soreness in his neck, turning from side to side. And really, he felt like he was cleared medically last week. They just thought there was no reason to go ahead and take a chance with it. Why make it worse, or possibility to make it, not that you can make the injury worse, but just make the stiffness and soreness worse. So I anticipate him getting a lot of action here tonight.
Warmed up before the game in Chicago, but didn't play. So now on 3rd and 9, there's the first completion. It's Rod Streeter, one of those players who was in the mix at wide receiver, short of the first down on the catch for Streeter. And sure enough, here comes the punt unit.
Maybe Tyler Bray decided, okay, I've thrown to the rookie a couple times in Tyreek Hill. It hasn't been real successful. Let me go to the vet, Streeter, who's been there, done that, and that's an accurate ball, putting it in a position where only Streeter can bring it in. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little short of the first down.
So a completion, but another 3 and out. Abradaris is back to receive the punt from Colquitt. backing Abrederis all the way to the 26. And he is tripped up. Solid open field tackle by Robinson. So DeMarcus Robinson, not just wide receiver, but special teams in the mix for him. Scoreless so far in KC. Action camera do this or this. The new Garmin Verb Ultra 30 captures 4K video with GPS data overlays and features voice controls and an LCD touch system. Shoot with the action camera the Chiefs use. And it is on display there. That's pretty up close to the action with your Garmin Verb Ultra 30. Tonight's game is brought to you by Garmin. Scoreless so far between the Packers and Chiefs. Final warm-up for the regular season. It is Joe Callahan quarterbacking the Green Bay Packers. Callahan from Wesley College in Delaware. And on a busted play, Callahan just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Desmond Moses going to get credit for the stop again.
Well, right now for both teams, it looks like the fourth preseason game. We're not hasn't looked real pretty on both sides of the ball. The defense for Kansas City has done a good job, and for that matter, Green Bay's defense has as well. Neither one of these offenses have gotten much going. That time a missed handoff by Green Bay, and Moses once again in on the play.
Callahan, play action. He's going to step up, roll away from the pressure, and be tackled from behind by Ranique Wilson. So we saw Alex with the hat on. And so what is it like when you go into preseason game number 4? And yes, you want to be supportive of your teammates. And yes, you want to be mentally prepared. But, I mean, really, what is it like when you show up for an NFL preseason game and you know you're not going to play in the game?
Well, I thought it was great to see after the first series when all the quarterbacks came to the sideline. We had that shot of all the quarterbacks. Who was it that had the tablet? It was Alex Smith. Who was it that was leading the discussion with the young quarterbacks? It was Alex Smith. So the fact that he's still in the game, staying in the game mentally, trying to be there for his teammates to help them out with the decisions they're making at the line of scrimmage, some checks, what he sees from the defense, that's what you're trying to do is continue to be a leader.
Callahan zips that one complete for a first down. Murray makes a stop. So we see these guys on Sundays or Thursdays as it is tonight, but in games. But that quarterback room is the day in, day out, or whatever the position group is, that room is so much time spent with the other guys at your position. Is that some of the things you see reflected out there in a game like this?
Well, and you definitely do. When you get a chance, as I did yesterday, to talk with Tyler Bray and Aaron Murray, and earlier I had a chance to talk with Nick Foles, and have talked to Alex several times. Just the chemistry in that room is an important thing. Not only during the week as you're preparing and getting yourself ready, it's the older guys teaching the younger guys, okay, this is how you study film, this is how you prepare, this is what you're looking for from a defensive standpoint, what keys you're looking for, and then translating that onto the field, because on game day, Alex Smith in this case needs that extra set of eyes that can help him out when he does get to the sideline.
Callahan, deep shot off play action. The pass is incomplete. And there's Kenneth Acker defending.
Just a little one-on-one down the sideline here, and in good position. Chiefs have been able to apply some good pressure in the pocket as well.
Acker, the guy who started 13 games for the 49ers last year. Latest acquisition for the Chiefs, trying to shore things up in the secondary, especially at corner. So now third down. Acker inside of the nickel. Callahan dancing, and he is dropped from behind. Sacked by Nicholas Williams on third down.
Well, you're asking for trouble as a quarterback if you take about 5 or 6 inches in the pocket. Here he looks left, comes back right, goes back left, comes back to the middle, and then eventually back to the right. You got to get rid of the ball in that time. It's excellent job by Nick Williams, not giving up on the play, continuing to pursue, battling that right tackle, and eventually getting off and making the sack.
Williams gets the sack, forcing the punt. DeAnthony Thomas backing up again. He will let it bounce inside the 5. It dances along the goal line. But a touchback coming, so the Chiefs will have it at the 20. Nick Williams, the third-year player out of Samford, gets the sack on Callahan. The football back in the hands of the Chiefs offense. Watch presented by the University of Kansas Hospital, the official healthcare provider of the Chiefs.
Well, it's important, the three positions we talked about in the open, wide receiver, linebacker, and secondary. There's only so many spots. You have a lot of young guys. You have some veteran guys that are in the mix as well. And that's something that's going to be battling throughout this entire game. You know, it has to be something that you have an impact on special teams. We've seen that several times tonight, especially with some of the linebackers making plays on special teams. But Tyreek Hill has had a couple opportunities to come up with catches and hasn't been able to make them yet.
Davis knocked out near the 25. And Tyreek Hill is one of those players that through OTAs, through preseason practices and everything, was clearly one of the players who really stood out. But we haven't seen huge. They had the 58-yard grab in Chicago, so that's a 58-yard grab.
Right.
But we have not seen, huge explosions in the return game, and on a few simple routes early on, haven't seen the grabs from Tyreek yet.
They've continually said the speed that he possesses. Several players have said that he's one of the fastest players they've ever seen in the National Football League. So getting a chance to get in the open field, that's what they're so excited about with him in terms of the return game. And then we're going to take a look at last week's play against Chicago. Coming back, making a nice adjustment to that ball in the air, getting behind the defender, but then having to come back and make the catch. Good body control to get that catch.
Look kind of like a punt, right?
That's exactly right.
Tyler Bray trying to move the chains for the first time. Bunch formation at the bottom. Bray steps up, and it's incomplete. Off the hands again of Tyreek Hill. Had to try and go up and get it near the 40. Couldn't bring it in.
Well, just a bunch formation. You'll have a flat, you'll have a sit down, and then you'll have a wraparound behind it. He goes to that wraparound, and could it have been a better throw? Yes. Could he have caught the ball? Yes. So a little bit on both their faults in terms of not coming up with that completion, which would have been a big third down. They needed a third down conversion, and ball came out a little high and not able to bring it in. So that number 9 to 81 connection hasn't quite taken place.
Punt is blocked. And Colquitt gets back on top of it, but it's inside the 15. So the Packers are going to take over inside the Kansas City 15-yard line. Colquitt gets back on top of it.
That doesn't happen very often for Dustin. He generally can get rid of the ball very quickly, and that time he does get rid of the ball quickly, just coming off that left edge, being a left-footed punter, you're punting right into where that rush is coming from, and defense has to stand firm now for the Chiefs.
That look in Hypermo brought to you by Michelob Ultra. So after Colquitt had punts of 57 and 56 on his first two attempts, now been blocked. Setting up the Packers inside the Chiefs 15. Callahan with Ross next to him in the backfield. Callahan zips it complete inside the 5. Murray and Acker there in coverage. Just short of the first down. So call it 2nd and 1 now from the Chiefs 5.
Well, and that was just recognition, understanding that the Chiefs had a safety in the middle of the field and they had stacked 8 guys in the box. And as soon as he saw the one-on-one, they made a check to that play. So that's just recognizing the defense and coming up with a play.
Pump to the end zone. That is caught for a touchdown. The Packers use the punt block and the field position from the 14 to get in the end zone. Jared Cook hauls in the touchdown pass.
You're just going to have a little slant on the outside and then an out and up laid to the corner. Vereen is in position. He comes underneath trying to undercut that flat route, but then when he wheels up and goes to that corner, the ball's already in the air, tries to make a recovery and rip that arm. May have to take a look at that. I don't know if that second foot comes down. There's one. The second one may come down out of bounds. All scoring plays are reviewed. But it's confirmed, and here goes the extra point.
Mason Crosby on for the PAT. So the special teams mistake by the Chiefs results in 7 points for the Packers. The former Packer offensive line coach, Andy Reid, looking on. Pretty good throw by Callahan.
It was good timing. You know, if you think about how quickly he released that ball and laid it to the corner, he could see the angle that Vereen was taking to the flat route. And so when you have a bigger receiver, you understand they're in man-to-man coverage. It was timed out very well, and Vereen wasn't able to recover. But it all starts with the special teams breakdown. There's no reason why they should be in that type of field position when you think about how the Chiefs have played defensively up until this point.
Niall Davis back to return the kickoff. So getting back to the Chiefs offense and for Tyler Bray, when you have this ominous a start, I mean, what is the key? And you saw co-offensive coordinator, quarterback coach Matt Nagy talking with Tyler on that last trip off the field, as you're always going to see. But what's the key for Tyler to get?
I think the key for Tyler right here is number one, you got Niall Davis returning the football. So you haven't had very good field position. Most of the plays have started deep inside your 20. Now all of a sudden you got a guy that's had a 108-yard kickoff return and doesn't catch this cleanly, so he's going to have to take a knee.
But they'll have it.
Start with the ball at the 25.
You can learn more about Chiefs checking from Central Bank, the official bank of the Kansas City Chiefs, by visiting centralbank.net/Chiefs checking. So Bray gets it at the 25. And another opportunity to get the offense rolling. 1 for 6 for 8 yards so far, with a couple of drops.
Well, 1 for 6, 8 yards, but no first downs. It's not like they're running the football very well either. And offensively, you've got to be able to give your defense a rest, even at this juncture of the game. Right now, the defense has been on the field way too much. You got to get something going here to wrap up this first quarter.
High backfield with Sherman and Davis, and it is Niall Davis who picks his way for 3 yards running on the right side of the line behind Ja Reed. One of the big storylines of 2015 was in the absence of Jamal Charles after that Week 5 injury. You have the emergence of Spencer Ware and Niall Davis and Sharkhandrick West, especially Ware and West, but Jamal Charles starting to get back into the flow for the Chiefs, and again anticipated ready in 10 days for Week 1. That was incomplete to the outside, intended for Rod Streeter.
Well, we had a chance to see him right there in t-shirt and shorts, but during pregame warm-up, he was in uniform. He was going through the plays. I was watching him do the drills. He's been practicing now for the last couple of weeks. They're trying to keep him out of the live action until necessary. Remains to be seen if they will put him on that active roster and have him ready for game 1. It appears they're not going to put him on PUP, which if you put him on PUP like Justin Houston, the physically unable to perform list, and once you're on that list, you have to wait 6 weeks before you can come back at the earliest. So not sure when exactly Jamal will be back as the Chiefs pick up their first down of this game.
DeAnthony Thomas makes the grab, moves the chains. Finally a first down.
Well, and this is what DeAnthony does so well, or did so well his rookie year as the inside slot receiver. It's hard to cover him one-on-one in open space, and good recognition by Tyler Bray, understanding where that matchup was, getting to the receiver, put in an accurate throw, and allowing DeAnthony to get yards after catch to get the first down.
Bray's going to toss it again. Streeter on the slant. And there is another Kansas City Chiefs first down. It's just that easy, right?
I like that play design. If you look, it almost looks like it's set up to be a wide receiver screen. So you're going to see right here Tyreek Hill stay in the backfield. That freezes that inside slot defender so he can't drop back onto the slant, allowing Streeter to get open and once again, another accurate throw from Tyler Bray to pick up another first down.
Rod Streeter trying to make sure that he's on that 53 in the wide receiver group. A veteran former Oakland Raider. Play action to Davis. Deep shot intended for Streeter. Bit too long and incomplete. With 2 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, and that time Bray was under pressure, and instead of hanging on and letting Streeter clear a little bit, he had to really throw that thing off his back foot. Just kind of anticipate where that was going to be and didn't allow it really to develop, but more so because he was under pressure.
Rod Streeter now in his 5th year out of Temple. Ankle injury a couple of years ago with the Raiders cost him playing time. Bray to pass again. That is caught complete in traffic. Brian Parker hauls it in to move the chains again. So at the end of the first quarter, finally some momentum for the Chiefs offense. Bray finding a rhythm. Parker in traffic. We'll return after these messages. You're watching Chiefs preseason football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Garmin as we head into the second quarter of preseason game number 4. Carter Blackburn, Trent Green, B.J. Kissel on the sideline. Packers used a special teams mistake, set up field position, and a touchdown, but the Chiefs moving it at the end of the first quarter. Tyler Bray starting to find a rhythm. So into Packers territory now at the 37. Last 4 plays for Kansas City, 34 yards. After their first 11, they had only 19. On this drive, Bray 3 for 5. Downfield again, and it is caught at the 15. DeAnthony Thomas goes up to get it. Nice grab and coverage by Thomas.
Well, and that's the play he had a little bit ago. So you're going to see DeAnthony coming from the other side. Tyler Bray once again getting the ball a little bit too high. But unlike Tyreek Hill that wasn't able to bring down the high throw, this time DeAnthony Thomas climbs the ladder and is able to bring in the catch with defenders hanging all over him.
Quick reset of the game clock, but it's not going to wipe out the 22-yard grab by DeAnthony Thomas, making Bray 4 for 6 on this drive. 8th play of the drive coming up. Tyler Bray and the Chiefs offense finding a rhythm. This drive started at their own 25, and now the Chiefs have reached the Green Bay 15-yard line. Up the middle again, that is Niall Davis to the 10. And we will check the penalty flag in a moment. Before you tell about our special guest here at Arrowhead Stadium joining us in the box. So 7-0 Green Bay. We'll check the flag as the Chiefs put together their best drive of the night. So Clark Hunt joins us, Chairman and CEO of the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think you know this gentleman on the right. So
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, this is preseason game number 4, but it is entering regular season 10 days away with a special momentum coming off of 2015. So what do you think is the best way for this organization to capitalize on that momentum of the incredible end of last year, including the playoff victory?
Well, the key is to build off of what we accomplished last year. Obviously, we got off to a slower start than we would have liked, but the guys turned it around, reeled off those 10 wins, and made the playoffs and got our first playoff victory in quite a while.
And I think you should just go ahead and give that call. Touchdown Chiefs!
Absolutely. Love that.
Perfect timing. You just want to stay up here because you come in here and then they score a touchdown. So we may have to keep you around a little bit. But nice job by the Chiefs offensive line, sealing up that left side of the edge. And Niall Davis getting the ball on the sweep and taking it off around the left side. You can see, looks like Parker over there getting a seal, and Tyreek Hill with the partial block, enough to hold up the defensive back to allow Niall Davis to get in there. Actually, that was James O'Shaughnessy was in at tight end, sealing that edge. Want to make sure he gets the credit for that block.
That's the easiest and best part of our job. We just get to say touchdown Chiefs.
Yeah, I like that. I think every Chiefs fan would like to hear that a lot this year.
So Davis gets in the end zone as Tyler Bray leads the touchdown drive, and Santos on for the PAT. A drive that started at the 25. So 75 yards down the field as Santos boots it through. So this is obviously going into 2016 is year 4 of John Dorsey and Andy Reid and that partnership. And I do call it a partnership that has obviously brought about great results for this organization. When you think back to what it was like bringing those two men together with the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, what was that like to bring them together? And then B, what is it like now to see the fruits of that labor and that partnership?
Well, going back 4 years ago, we were so fortunate to be able to attract both of them to Kansas City. And I think the great thing about the two of them is they really enjoy working together. And that's really key from a chemistry standpoint. It's easy to say, but sometimes it's hard to accomplish to have your GM and your head coach on the same page. But these two are always on the same page. And I think we've seen it on the field over the last 3 years. The depth that John's been able to build, the talented players that he's brought in the organization, and of course Andy and his staff does such a great job coaching.
Well, and that's what we've been discussing throughout the entire preseason and even here tonight. What a difficult decision they're going to have to make here in a couple days, getting the roster down to 53. But with the opener quickly approaching, we have Red Friday coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about, number one, the charity that money is being raised for, but then also just the tradition of Red Friday?
Yeah, well, we'll be excited to celebrate the 25th edition of Red Friday next Friday in advance of the home opener against San Diego. And for the 3rd year in a row, we'll be partnering with the Ronald McDonald House. Volunteers will be out throughout the community at every McDonald's selling Chiefs Kingdom flags, and I've seen the flags, and they're really good looking this year. So make sure.
I think they're even bigger than in years past, right? They look pretty good.
Yeah, they sure do. That's because they have a little bit of a throwback theme to them,
Okay.
Trent. I think that's why you like them.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
But anyhow, over the last couple of years, we've raised over $300,000 for the Ronald McDonald House. I had a chance today to actually visit the Ronald McDonald House here in Kansas City. What incredible facilities and tremendous service they provide to families who are really struggling with a difficult situation with their children sick.
Well, and it's important to know not only the great work that Ronald McDonald House Charities does, but the Chiefs as an organization went over there this past offseason and redeveloped that lower basement area. They added some paint, some carpet, some new designs. A lot of Chiefs gear. Did you get a chance to check that area out?
Yeah, I sure did. When you walk in the door of one of their 3 houses, you can see at the back there's a wall that says Chiefs Kingdom. And, of course, I had to find my way down there into the Chiefs Kingdom. And it's really a fun area for the kids, sort of an amusement area when the families are back at the house.
Well, and it's so important at Ronald McDonald House Charities when the families are dealing with sick children that are over in Children's Mercy, a place for the other kids that aren't sick, that are at the house, that are staying there, gives them a place to go down and I guess get distracted from some of the seriousness that's going on around them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Through the first 7 months of this year, they've already served over 5,000 families. Just to show you what a needed benefit it is to have the Ronald McDonald House right there next to the hospital.
Yeah, this has been my maiden voyage into Chiefs Kingdom, and I couldn't have had a better host of Trent Green here with me. But it has been really special getting to know this organization, this fan base, and obviously your family has had such a huge part in establishing that. How do you explain to folks who aren't familiar with this place what the Kansas City Chiefs and relationship with the fans, how do you explain to folks who aren't familiar with this what it is like?
Well, I often hear the experience at Arrowhead described as the closest to a college experience that you can have in the NFL. And that's really a credit to our fans. They're the ones that make it happen, both in the pregame, tailgating in the parking lot with the great barbecue. I was out at a tailgate before the game. And boy, that barbecue smelled good.
What did you have?
A little bit of everything.
Okay, good.
And then once the game starts, the sea of red, the incredible noise. Anytime you talk to a player or coach who's come in here on an opposing team, they always talk about what an intimidating place it is. And a lot of the domes are like that because the domes are loud, but Arrowhead truly is special, both from a design standpoint, but also the noise that our fans are able to generate.
Deep shot for the Packers, and that is incomplete. And there is Kenneth Acker out of SMU in coverage, I notice, on the deep shot.
Yeah, John Dorsey gets very excited every time he's able to sign somebody from SMU, knowing that I'm an alum, and it's great. We've got a couple guys on the roster right now, Kenneth and Shaq Randolph.
You know, I continue to be amazed more and more as you look at the NFL and the growth of the NFL, the marketing in the NFL, the fan base, just the excitement that generates it. You've been involved in this now for a number of years, and you just see the growth of the league and the job that Roger Goodell has done and the way the league has expanded, whether it be through TV, whether it be through internet. Just talk about the job that you think the league is doing, how it continues to grow, and how this league continues to improve.
Yeah, well, it's really tremendous. And I remember my father being asked before he passed away, which was about 10 years ago, if he envisioned how big it would become. And I think the question was specifically about the Super Bowl, but really the Super Bowl represents the game overall. And he said, I knew it was going to be big, but I didn't know it was going to be this big. And of course, over the last decade, it's grown even more. And I think that's largely because it's a great game. And the players and the coaches, the effort, the time they put in to pursuing their craft, to pursuing excellence, and then the way the fans and the communities come around the teams. It's really fantastic, and we're just blessed to be here in Kansas City with such a great fan base.
Well, I think that's important to say when you talk about the different teams around the league and you talk about the different fan bases and just the support that teams get, that the league gets. It is really tremendous, and you can understand why they just continue to grow the league in terms of just overall exposure from the Thursday nights to the expanded Monday night schedules and Sunday nights. It's just continues to grow.
Yeah, well, I think something that really contributes to that is the way the players and the coaches give back to the communities. And I'm standing here next to one of the great guys in the history of the Kansas City Chiefs who has given back so much to the community. I saw a sign with your family's name on it while I was in the Ronald McDonald House today. But that's something we're very proud of as an organization, that our players have made such a commitment to giving back to the community, both during their career and after their career as well. We're very blessed to have had 5 players win the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award, which is the most of any franchise. And I think that just says the world about our players and our coaches.
So I should follow Trent's lead in the broadcast booth and around Kansas City and pretty much everywhere else?
Absolutely.
Good. I don't think I can go wrong with that. It's worked out so far. Heavy pressure and a big sack. Daddy Nicholas, one of those rookies who is trying to make his presence known as Saturday Looms with a big sack.
Well, you have Daddy Nicholas making a play. We've seen Malumba make several plays. Desmond Moses this time. Daddy Nicholas coming off that left side, gives a dip to the inside, able to get around the edge. Hang on for the sack, forcing the 4th down and the punt.
That's an impressive performance from a guy who's trying to show his value to the organization. So, Clark, thank you very much as we see DeAnthony Thomas bring that back across the 40. Pleasure to visit with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Great being here with you guys.
Yeah, good luck this season.
Thanks very much. We're very excited to have the regular season just around the corner.
10 days away here at Arrowhead. Red Friday is back on September 9th. Show your team pride with this year's Chiefs Kingdom flag. Flags can be purchased at area McDonald's for just $5. Proceeds help families stay near their children while they receive vital medical care with Ronald McDonald House Charities. Just as we were discussing, McClark Hunt, and a cause that is very close to you and your family's heart as well.
Yes, we've been involved with, my wife and I have been involved with Ronald McDonald House Charities all the way back to 1995. And when we came here to Kansas City, we just continued that involvement. Now I partner up with them for a golf tournament. Able to raise money for Ronald McDonald House Charities, and it's just a cause that we're very close to and continue to support, and it's great to see that the Chiefs are supporting it as well. Clark mentioned this is the 3rd year that Red Friday will benefit Ronald McDonald House Charities, and we had a chance to talk about the organization as a whole. A bunch of volunteers came over for one day of just come in and did a huge makeover of the basement area of one of the 3 houses and turned it into almost like a Chiefs kingdom down there with turf and games, and we have a workout room in there that we put an elliptical and a bike in, and so we've been very involved with it. It's great to see the Chiefs get involved these last couple of years as well.
That's very cool. So this Friday at McDonald's around the Kansas City area, a chance for you to get involved as a fan in those efforts. Frankie Hammond makes the grab. I know we had that discussion about the incredible growth of the National Football League, and you think back to Lamar Hunt, founder of this foundation, and the bold plan for professional football and growing professional football. It seemed like such a radical idea at the time, and here it is 2016, and it has so far exceeded what Lamar Hunt and so many others could ever have envisioned.
Well, and the crazy thing is and we talked about it 2 weeks ago when we were at the LA Coliseum, and these are the first two teams that played in Super Bowl I, which at the time wasn't Super Bowl yet, but is the first championship game with the NFL and the AFL merger. So it's just tremendous history. When you talk about the Super Bowl, you talk about Lamar Hunt, you talk about the Green Bay Packers and what they have up at Lambeau, and obviously the traditions that are here in Kansas City and at Arrowhead Stadium.
And the ties between the organizations as well, with both Andy Reid and John Dorsey. Strong ties to that Green Bay Packers organization. Now in year 4 with the Chiefs. Bray complete again, as Tyler Bray is certainly settled in after the bumpy start. Frankie Hammond Jr. makes the catch again at the 44.
Well, I've noticed on this drive we've seen more of Frankie Hammond Jr. and we've seen more of Demarcus Robinson trying to get some of these young receivers, guys that are trying to make roster spots, get him in there and make an impact. Rod Streeter isn't in on this series, but he's had a few catches in this game, and Tyreek Hill has had few opportunities in that first quarter, but now getting some other guys some chances as well.
Ray complete again to the outside. It's Hammond again, slipping his way across the 35 for another Chiefs first down.
Just going to be a simple hits on the outside. Right here, it's Frankie Hammond, and he's just going to do a sit route. So you see Tyler Bray is looking upfield. He's trying to figure out if he can get the seam route up the numbers, but the defense drops, allows that easy completion to the outside, and Hammond's able to convert it for another first down.
So Bray started 1 for 7. Since 7 for 8, 69 yards. That's turning it around.
Well, and sometimes it's just a matter of getting into a little bit of a rhythm. You and I have talked about that several times throughout the course of this game. That time another strike right between the numbers, this time to Demarcus Robinson, and it's just getting comfortable. That first quarter, he didn't look comfortable. The first couple of series especially, he didn't look comfortable. Now all of a sudden you get a couple completions. D'Anthony Thomas climbed the ladder on the one deep route down inside the 15 and made that catch for him. Now he's all of a sudden, you see some tempo, you see some rhythm, you see a little bit different walk going up to the line of scrimmage, and that confidence begins to grow.
8 for last 9. So as we talked about Tyler Bray's opportunity with the start and how we needed to get something rolling, well, now it's rolling. Darren Reeves, the ball carrier, has a first down inside the 20 to the Green Bay 17-yard line as Reeves, the third-year pro out of UAB, gets the first down.
Well, and it's another timing on it. You know, the timing of this is another position. We've talked about the defensive backs, the linebackers, the wide receivers, but look at the running backs I have. We've already mentioned Jamal Charles, Charkandrick West, and Spencer Ware, but Nile Davis and Darren Reeves been going back and forth, and Nile Davis had the touchdown run. Reeves, the entire preseason, has impressed, whether it's been in special teams or carrying the football. So they've got some tough decisions here in a couple days to get down to the final 53.
That look in Hypermo brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Give it right back to Darren Reeves, and he's going to take it out of bounds near the 12.
Well, and there may be people watching trying to figure out, well, why is it a difficult decision? Just keep the five running backs. Nile Davis is your kick returner. You've got different ways you can utilize people. You have, you know, you're not sure what the health is of Jamal Charles. You've already decided that Anthony Sherman is your fullback, but you know, you're 5 deep at tight end between Travis Kelce, Demetrius Harris, Ross Travis, and James O'Shaughnessy and Brian Parker have had big nights tonight. So you can't keep everybody you like. You've got to start figuring it out. And as this game unfolds and as we get closer to that Saturday deadline of getting down to 53, it's going to be tough.
Reeves short game. As we talked about what we've seen out of the Chiefs offense in the preseason too, those tight end packages and the varieties of tight end packages is going to be a big weapon one way or another in 2016.
It will be, and we just had a chance there to look at John Dorsey. That was Coach Gibbs, the linebacker coach, and that's one of those positions that, you know, look how many guys from line. We've seen Malumba, Daddy Nicholas, we've seen Terrence Smith, Rameek Wilson, Desmond Moses. We've seen all these guys have been making plays tonight.
Bray zips it again to Hammond. In tight, Hammond makes the grab to set up 1st and goal for the Chiefs.
Hammond just working that inside slot. That's a read route. You're going up if it's zone coverage and everybody collapses or drops into coverage. You just hook it up and sit there. If it's man-to-man, you have the flexibility to run out of it. He recognizes it, as well as Tyler Bray recognizing it. So when the hook happens, Bray can get the ball to him quickly before the defenders collapse.
So after the 1-for-7 start, 10 for 17 now, and Reeves takes it in for another Kansas City touchdown. Back-to-back touchdowns. It was Davis finishing off the last one with a short run, and now Reeves takes it in to give the Chiefs the lead on the Packers.
So you want to know what Tyler Bray is reading. He's reading the outside linebacker, and for this instance, he's reading right there. He sees the linebacker stay, so he hands off. Watch the block by Parker right there at the end. You say it could have been a clip. He reached out and got in the front. So watch Parker, 82. He gets up, he makes that initial block, and at the last second, he doesn't push him in the back. He just reaches out and pulls his arm just enough to twist him, giving Reeves the chance to get into the end zone.
Cairo Santos on for the PAT. So Bray, after an inauspicious start, 9 for his last 10, setting up another touchdown. This one from Reeves. Chiefs finally rolling. Syracuse alum Pete Sweeney taking you through halftime. Here's our scoring summary brought to you by Kansas City Steak Company. 10 plays, 63 yards after a 9-play, 75-yard drive. In the second quarter, Kansas City has 95 yards of offense. Green Bay has only 1 yard of offense. Robinson makes the special teams tackle as the Chiefs lock in with a 14-7 lead here at Arrowhead. The drive of the half, the last one for the Chiefs.
Well, it's a matter of Tyler Bray getting into some rhythm, this time connecting with DeMarcus Robinson, handing the ball off to Reeves to get around the edge. Then finding Frankie Hammond Jr. down inside the 5-yard line before Reeves bounces it to the outside and gets in for another Chiefs touchdown.
That one goes 10 plays, 58 yards after a 75-yard drive the last time. So Kansas City had 53 yards in the first quarter, 95 already in the second. Another deep shot for the Packers. This one, they connect. It's Acker in coverage, and they dial up long for Abradaris.
Well, it's the third time that Green Bay has gone after Acker down the right sideline, not being able to connect the first 2 times. This time the Packers with the diving, sliding catch.
Abradaris lays out for a 40-yard grab.
There's a flag on the play.
12 men in the field with the snap intimate defense.
Chiefs have 12 guys on the field.
5-yard penalty. Still first down.
They still have 12. Now they have 13. Let's see if a couple come off. Here we go. I'm not sure what Andy's yelling at the officials about. Bob Sutton's upset, but Andy Reid's even further on the field yelling. So I don't know if he was saying late substitution or what he was, what he's upset about.
Orders our referee.
That's always good when the refs they turn their palms up and they're they give the little shoulder shrug like that's not good body language.
And then the line judge has to come over and take the heat. That's part of the job.
Yes.
So 1st and 5. Callahan's going to throw complete down the seam, and it is caught momentarily. For now, it is a catch and a fumble and a Chiefs recovery. The pass is ruled complete. Fumble recovered by the Chiefs at the 10.
Daddy Nicholas was one of the defenders there. You can see him, he's in trail coverage. It's Vereen that comes up and puts the hit that knocks the ball loose. You can see Terrence Smith coming over for the recovery.
So the Chiefs take it away at the 10, just as the Packers starting to roll. Casey Pierce makes the catch, fumbles. It is under review, and this is the piece of the puzzle that's under review. Is the knee down while still in possession?
Well, it's difficult to tell when the ball actually comes loose. I remember we were going to commercial and it's almost simultaneous when that knee hits the ground. I don't know if it's going to be enough to overturn it.
This is a review because the play results in a turnover, no challenge.
We can't see where the ball is, so I'm not sure the views that the official has, but if they're looking at the same looks we are, which I understand they are, you can see that ball right there starting to come loose. We'll get the word right here.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. First down, Kansas City.
Well, it's an important thing to understand that he said the play on the field stands as called, as opposed to saying the play on the field is confirmed. So stands just means there wasn't enough to overturn it. It doesn't necessarily confirm that it was a fumble. So because the call on the field went that way, same thing if the call on the field had gone the other way, it wouldn't have been enough to overturn it. But because the call on the field was called a fumble, the Chiefs recovered. Now Aaron Murray is in the game at quarterback with 3:20 to go and a chance to go down and get a touchdown of his own.
Tyler Bray, after leading back-to-back touchdown drives, he completed his last 7 passes. Now gives way to Aaron Murray, third-year pro out of Georgia. 5th-round pick in 2014. Low snap, handled. Reeves gets the carry and gets maybe 2. So as you mentioned for Tyler Bray, it is a very similar scenario for Aaron Murray in preseason game number 4. Last chance to make a statement to be on the 53 with the Chiefs or elsewhere.
Well, and you can see he's done a nice job. He did have the 1 interception. The ball sailed a little high on that pick, but when you look at what he's been able to do through the preseason, completing over 65% of his passes, Bray, after starting out cold in the first quarter, got hot there, leading the last couple of touchdown drives and finished with good numbers.
So Murray, deep shot, incomplete, intended for Robinson, right down the middle with Robertson Daniel there in coverage.
I like that. Both these young quarterbacks get a chance to play, taking shots deep. I like it. Go for it. They're trying to make an impact, trying to make an impression, and they want to show that they want to be on this roster. So having a chance to take a shot down the middle of the field just a little bit long.
And you think some of that play calling is also letting them cut it loose, right?
Yes, I do. I think that Andy Reid wants to give these guys a chance. They want to give them an opportunity, find out what they can do. It's not going to be a conservative, just because it's 4th preseason game, you don't all of a sudden, just try and get through it. You want to see your guys that you're attempting to formulate your roster, your final 53. You want to see them with opportunities and put them in position to where they can have success.
Play clock was winding down, so Andy Reid uses a timeout from the Chiefs sideline, and Murray will quickly huddle with Andy Reid and Matt Nagy to try and figure out how to get it in a little quicker. Fantasy football contests begin as soon as the regular season kicks off, and huge cash prizes are on the line. Head to DraftKings.com now to draft your lineup. Play for free with promo code Chiefs only at DraftKings.com. Well, happy birthday and happy first Chiefs game. Pretty good present.
That is. That's nice and a beautiful night for it.
It is. Murray on 3rd down, pressured, and he takes the sack just short of the goal line. Jones gets the sack on Murray. He narrowly stays out of the end zone.
Not a lot of time here. This is 3rd and long, so you have to push the ball up the field. You can see there's not a lot open. He has to hang on to the ball. Fortunately for him, he hung on to the ball, realized that pocket was collapsing, protected the football at the last second.
Dayton Jones gets credit for the sack. Green Bay takes a timeout. Murray and Nagy again huddle on the sideline, and well, as you said, Murray manages to protect the football, stay out of the end zone, but now forcing the punt unit, who had one blocked earlier.
Well, who was that right there with the tablet once again? They get to the sideline. Alex Smith has the tablet. He wants to talk to him. Hey, this is what I saw. This is what the defense is doing. Nick Foles was right next to him as well. He's still in the learning process. He just got here a few weeks ago, so taking a vested interest in what's going on the field is Alex Smith.
Oh, could get this one away, and it's a good one. Aberderis backs up to the 35. Coverage team trying to rally down, forcing Aberderis out near the 50-yard line. Spotted at the 49. So into Chiefs territory as the Packers will take it over again after the 60-yard punt. As the quarterback room now on the sideline continues to huddle around that tablet.
It's kind of funny. Did you see that picture? It was like all the quarterbacks are huddled in there because you want to see what's going on. And co-offensive coordinator, quarterback coach Matt Nagy is right there. Look at him. He's on the outside. Look at, the other guys are all trying to get in there, and he's like, hey, I want to get in there so I can do some coaching. And, but that's just all part of it. Guys are competitors. They want to get involved and help each other out. So as you can tell from my voice, I missed that chemistry a little bit. That quarterback room was a special room. So.
Yeah, all right, let's as Callahan lets that one rip. All right, well, take us inside. I mean, what really, but we'll have to continue that discussion. But
saved by the 2-minute
warning. We're going to get back to the special chemistry in the quarterback room. For now, 2-minute warning. 14-7, Chiefs on the Packers. The conversation about the special chemistry in the quarterback room is you're not going to get out of just because of a 2-minute warning.
Yeah,
so,
you thought a commercial break was going to save me? No.
Right, so all right, it seems, I mean, even though we hear guys talk about it all the time, hey, we're pulling for each other, it's a good competition, it seems almost counterintuitive that when you've got guys who are trying to take roster spots and trying to take playing time, that you would actually, truly get along. So how does that work?
I was fortunate throughout my entire career. Our quarterback room was always a good room, and especially my 6 years here in Kansas City, you are pulling for each other. Listen, you don't have any say over who's going to be the starter, who's going to be the backup, or for this matter, who's going to make this roster and be the third for the Kansas City Chiefs. So why not be supportive of each other and help each other out? I know there's horror stories all around the league where the quarterback room guys are sabotaging each other. It is your livelihood. But the fact remains is, be supportive. You're trying to help those guys. You could see that from the Chiefs sideline when the guys come over. Everybody was there and part of this conversation and being involved, not only trying to help out the guy that's on the field, but also learning themselves. So it's important to have that kind of chemistry, not only within the quarterback meeting room, but throughout your roster. I just think if you have that type of chemistry, it bodes better for your team overall.
Complete to the 35, first down, but there are flags down. And when we chatted with Nick Foles a couple weeks ago, he said that he's now been around the league a few different places. Was saying this group, even coming in as late as he did in early August, he said I can immediately tell that this group is a special one.
Well, and I think a lot of it started having a chance to talk with Tyler and Aaron yesterday.
Holding, defense, number 27. Personal foul, chop block, fence, number 68. These fouls all set, replay, third down.
And when I had a chance to talk with Tyler and Aaron yesterday, I asked about the chemistry in the quarterback meeting room, and I said, what have you learned in your time in the league? Who did you learn from? They said, well, obviously from Alex, he's the starter, but Chase Daniel had such a big impact on both of those guys, being around them, and Chase. Chase was down in New Orleans with Drew Brees, and so having an opportunity to learn from Chase how to study film, how to take notes, what to take notes on. Don't just write down everything. There's certain things you gotta pinpoint as we come to a key third down here.
Knocked away and almost intercepted. Acker got a hand on it, knocked it away, and Ramik Wilson nearly had the interception on third down. Would have been the second straight takeaway.
Well, and Acker had been picked on a few times now tonight. This time able to knock it away, and I think Ramik was maybe thinking, I've got 60 yards in front of me. You start getting big eyes and thinking, okay, what am I going to do with this? And he wasn't able to bring it in as we face a fourth down right now.
Packers offense stays on the field. Callahan knocked away, incomplete. It's a fourth down stop. Russell knocks it away. Adams, the intended receiver, and Kavari Russell.
Kavari Russell taking a little bit of Marcus Peters' playbook here, jumping that slant, getting to the inside, and almost coming up with the interception. Bob Sutton's happy with that. That's about as much emotion as you're going to get out of Bob. He threw 2 hands in the air and said, "Nice job," and ready to move on. So that's a lot of emotion for him. Other than when he was yelling at the officials about that substitution change, that's about as much as you're getting from Bob.
The veteran defensive coordinator, 4th year with the Chiefs after 13 with the Jets. And now Murray back at QB, completes first pass of this drive to DeAnthony Thomas near midfield.
Well, and 1:40 on the clock, you have two timeouts in your pocket. So this is once again situational football. It's something you work on all the time. Now you get a chance to do it in a real game. Some of these younger players getting an opportunity, and Aaron Murray obviously being the one throwing the ball.
Thomas again, first down Chiefs inside the Packers 45. DeAnthony Thomas making a pretty strong statement tonight.
He is, and he's one of those guys, you know, everybody just assumed when Tyreek Hill came in, Tyreek Hill's the punt return, Tyreek Hill's going to be your slot receiver. Well, DeAnthony, that was his role prior to late last season before he had his concussion. So Aaron Murray getting hit as he throws that one, a little bit end over end, but not able to recover and come back for the football.
Intended for Hammond.
Hammond on the outside just on a go route. You can see he gets a little bit of a step. It would have had to have been very accurate throw to the outside over the shoulder, but Murray getting hit as he threw it, so the ball bobbled a little bit.
So we talked about the position battles and wide receiver being perhaps chief among those. Murray zips it complete again. That one appears to be just short of the first down. Robinson hauls it in, but how do you think the wide receivers have responded to that challenge in preseason game number 4?
Well, and that's going to be the tough part. You know, we've already talked about the 5 running backs, the 5 tight ends. Here we are with all the wide receivers. What are you going to do? Do you keep 6? Do you keep 7? Whose impact on special teams? Here comes the flag for pass interference. So you start. It all comes down to numbers. Do you keep 8 offensive linemen or 9 offensive linemen? Do you keep, you know, as I said, the 5 running backs, or you keep it at 4?
Defense, number 28. Spot the foul.
So that's the tough task that John Dorsey and Andy Reid have is piecing that all together. You know, with the injuries you have with Tamba, the injuries you have. Tombo on the defensive side and Jamal Charles on the offensive side. You know, do you have to keep an extra running back because you're not sure where Jamal is? Do you have to keep an extra linebacker because you're not sure of Tomba's health? So all those things are going to come into play as you're trying to figure out and piece together your 53.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
30 seconds, still 2 timeouts.
So the good thing is you can still use the middle of the field. The wide receivers that have had opportunities tonight, they've been able to make some plays, especially, as you said, DeAnthony Thomas and Frankie Hammond Jr.
There's a deep shot again from Murray. It is incomplete, intended for Ross Travis, the 6'7" tight end out of Penn State.
Interesting how into the half, your balls are the footballs are on the 30-yard line. Hey, let's bring in the 6'7" guy and have him run a corner route. See if we can't get him one-on-one in the corner of the end zone. So I'm sure Aaron might like to make that a little bit more of a jump ball for his big tight end to jump up and try and body it up like a rebound.
Former Penn State Hooper. Murray, incomplete, knocked away from Robinson to bring up 3rd and long.
Murray's pass intended for DeMarcus Robinson.
Robinson Daniels made a couple of nice plays at corner for the Packers.
Well, you got 3rd and long, so there's going to be 2 things here that Green Bay you have to look out. Are they going to bring pressure and bring a blitz and try and knock you out of field goal range, or are they going to drop into coverage and keep everything in front of them? From a Chiefs standpoint, do you run a screen and just try and pick up some yards and make it a closer field goal?
Murray's going to check down. Davis has it. Gets inside the 25. 13 seconds. And looks like the field goal attempt coming from Cairo Santos at the end of the half, getting it to Davis, middle of the field, inside the 25.
Well, not the screen, but you clear out all guys, get a 4 vertical, push them up the field, get that underneath coverage out of there, just run a little crossing route to your back, let him pick up some yards, get it to the middle of the field, and give Cairo Santos a much better opportunity.
Kansas City offense that barely moved it in the first quarter. He had 14 points on the board. 53 yards of total offense in the first for the Chiefs.
Cairo Santos on for the field goal attempt. Justin Fulford holding. This will be
Yet in the second quarter, 2 touchdowns on the board. Back-to-back touchdown drives led by Tyler Bray. Now Santos to finish off field goal drive at the end of the half. 42-yarder coming. The third-year kicker out of Tulane. Former Luke Rosa Award winner boots it through from 42. So 17-7 at the half after a slow start for the Chiefs against the Packers in the final preseason game. 53 yards of offense in the first quarter from the Chiefs, 120 in the second quarter. And the Chiefs have a 17-7 lead at the half. We'll head to the studio with Chiefs reporter Pete Sweeney for the 65 Toss Power Trap halftime show. After this, you're watching Chiefs preseason football. 17-7 Chiefs on the Packers in preseason game number 4, start of the third quarter. It was admittedly a slow start to this preseason game number 4, especially offensively for the Kansas City Chiefs, but then things picked up. Our Farmland game summary, you see the discrepancy, total yards first quarter to second quarter as the Chiefs found the rhythm, and Tyler Bray certainly found a rhythm.
You know, they finally did get some rhythm, and you're right. Tyler Bray starting off 1 of 7, but finishing the first half, or at least his part of the play in the first half, 9 of 10, and putting together those 2 scoring drives. So good production out of him once he settled down. I thought the defense played very well. The defense only giving up the points after the block punt, but let's take a look at Tyler Bray's first half. After he started getting into a rhythm, leading these drives, you see the strike to Streeter, the strike to Parker, and then the big completion down the field to DeAnthony Thomas. He was getting into some rhythm as he continued to connect, that time with DeMarcus Robinson. So once he calmed down, like I said, starting 1 of 7, but once he calmed down, 9 of his last 10, completing his last 7 passes in a row.
Tyler Bray, the former Tennessee Vol, I'm sure he's hoping that the Vols will find a rhythm as well. They're in trouble right now. But Tyler's night appears to be done after that solid recovery. 9 for his last 10, and 7 straight completions. So saw Aaron Murray close out the second quarter. We also anticipate seeing Kevin Hogan at some point, but looks like Murray's warming up to begin the third quarter.
Well, and once again, it comes down, these are tough decisions. We've been talking about the 53 and making those final spots, and both quarterbacks impressive. Aaron Murray putting together a scoring drive right there at the end of the half, getting the ball into field goal range, and allowing Cairo Santos to put 3 on the board. So those are always situational football, situational things that you're trying to look for, as John Dorsey not up in the booth, down on the, you know, it's hard to keep a player off the field. You know, that old player in him still wants to be down there by the grass and the smells and the sounds, and he probably gets a better evaluation being that close to the play as well.
Now, Trent, are you surprised that John decided to go sweatshirt tonight?
It could be 100, it could be 20, and he's going to have that sweatshirt on.
Bounce for a touchback. Chiefs will take it at the 25-yard line. Now let's check in with B.J. Kissel on the sideline.
All right, thanks, Carter. I had a chance to catch up with Chiefs coach Andy Reid going into halftime, and I asked him what the difference was with Tyler Bray for those first 3 drives and then what he was able to do after that. Said it was just a matter of him settling down, the speed of the game, and catching back up to that. And the other thing I had to ask him about was the veterans on the sidelines, those starters who aren't playing. He loves what he's seeing from those guys, and you won't find a guy more into this game than Tamba Ali. He is out on the field every time celebrating with his teammates.
Well, thank you, BJ. Well, that is one of the pieces of the puzzle in this last one. We've talked a lot about the quarterback room, but as you pointed out, it's not just the quarterbacks, it's everybody rooting on their teammates who they've been through preseason with. As Streeter goes up and he holds it in at the 45. Rod Streeter makes a remarkable grab to get the third quarter started.
Aaron Murray putting this ball high into the outside down the left sideline. Streeter in position, maybe with a little push off there.
31-yard completion, good.
He brings it in. No challenge flag as of yet, and the ball snaps, so you can't challenge it. It didn't appear that that football was moving at all before he finished the catch.
31-yard grab by Rod Streeter, who is making a strong closing statement to the preseason.
You know, we've talked about the entire game, and I feel like I keep repeating myself with the, you know, the 53-man roster. But you look at Albert Wilson's not playing tonight. Obviously, Jeremy Maclin, Chris Conley, those are your three solid guys. So now after that, who are your 4, 5, and do you keep 6? Do you maybe keep 7? If you're trying to figure out a way to keep the Anthony Thomas and Tyreek Hill, it's going to be a tough position battle and tough decisions to make.
Then Murray spins in the pocket and hits Frankie Hammond perfectly in rhythm.
Well, and that was a play that Tyler Bray tried getting in the first quarter to Tyreek Hill. That time Bray with the quick flash fake and the completion and some good yards after catch.
That one goes for 20. 51 yards on the last 2 pass plays from Aaron Murray. On the line, that'll stop it.
They're going to get Brian Parker, who was in the backfield that time, moving early.
False start. Offense, number 82. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Parker made a nice grab earlier, the second-year pro from Albany. His brother Corey also played fullback for the Danes, the Albany Danes.
I like the fact that you knew the nickname of Albany.
And I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure it's just the Danes, not the Great Danes, just the Danes. Brevity. That's Reeve, the former UAB Blazer.
The ball carrier.
Now you're just showing off.
Oh yeah, we can keep going. We can keep going on this. If there were any Hoosiers on the field, I would say that. But
yeah, I'm pretty confident. Yeah, there aren't any Hoosiers. There aren't any Hoosiers in this game, and right now they're struggling a little bit with Florida International. So they got to get it cranked up a little bit.
It's almost cliche this time of year to say it, but it is really so much fun to have football back. Murray pass intercepted at the 15. It'll be returned to the 32-yard line. Josh Hawkins has the interception. So just as Murray was starting to make the big plays in the pass game, an interception by the Packers. After every Chiefs win, get 50% off regular menu price online orders using promo code KCChiefs at PapaJohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, the official pizza partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. More huddling around the tablet to try and figure out what went wrong on the interception from Aaron Murray.
Well, it appeared to me that Aaron thought it was man-to-man defense, thought he had the corner running with the outside receiver who was running a go route, and then an inside route was on a corner route, and just didn't see the corner fall off in zone coverage, and that's why it was such an easy interception.
Callahan completes to the 45. Russell makes the stop.
Tackled by Kivari Russell.
And this is another one of those situations that you try and get done in practice on a day-to-day basis. The quick change, your defense sitting over on the side, watching the offense move the ball down the field, and then all of a sudden you have to grab your helmet, get on the field, and go in here and make a stop. So this is another opportunity for the Chiefs to work on, as I continue to say, the situational aspect of games. Desmond Moses once again making plays in the backfield.
That look in Hypermo brought to you by Michelob Ultra. While the Chiefs have played 3 quarterbacks, the Packers have stuck with Joe Callahan. from Wesley College in Delaware. Callahan, that one's incomplete, knocked away by Murray. I will admit, I did have to look up Wesley College in Delaware. They are the Wolverines. That one was not immediately.
that didn't just roll off your tongue.
No.
That one you had to do a little research.
No.
Once again, another nice play by Eric Murray. The ball was a little low that time. Receiver having to try and dig it out, but Eric Murray getting significant playing time tonight, coming up with a nice play to force a 3rd and long.
Callahan pressured from behind. He steps up and he's sacked from behind on 3rd down and 9.
Daddy Nicholas.
2nd sack of the night for Daddy Nicholas.
He's going upfield, and as soon as Callahan tries to flush out of the pocket, Nicholas, sticking with the play, is able to peel back, and it looks like he gets a big hit, but as slow as he got up, I'm not sure what happened with him, but put a heck of a lick on the quarterback that time.
Daddy's still out there for the punt coverage, although looking a little banged up. Nicholas, the rookie out of Virginia Tech, 6th round pick.
Once again, I know we've been saying it all night, but Desmond Moses is making plays. Daddy Nicholas is making plays. Malumba's been making plays. Terrence Smith has been making plays in special teams and on defense. So
Hammond comes up to grab it at the 30. Daddy. Sack number 2 for the big 17-7 fun at Arrowhead. Tonight's game presented by Garmin. Let's check in with B.J. Kissel.
All right, thanks, Carter. Down here with veteran safety Ron Parker. Ron, 4th preseason game. I know a lot of the starters aren't playing, but just how much fun are you having out here watching these young guys play?
Man, it's a lot of fun just out here watching the young guys go out there and compete and try to fight for a spot, man. It's good to see them out here working hard.
Now, when I've talked with a lot of those young guys between OTAs and into the training camp and here into the preseason, they've pointed at you as one of the veteran leaders that's really helped bring them along. Do you feel that added responsibility as a veteran to help those young guys?
Oh yeah, man. I try to do whatever I can, man, to give back to those guys, man. They came in and they worked hard in OTAs, and they do a good job of just coming up to me, ask questions, man. And I've been here for a little bit, and I'm the oldest in the group, so I try to do a good job of just giving back what I know, man. My knowledge is just try to do a good job of giving back to them.
One of the other veterans that we know that is a leader in this group, you guys just got back this past week. Just what does it mean to you, and what does it mean to that group to have Eric Berry back in the locker room?
It means everything to the whole team, man, to have Eric Berry back in the locker room. It's just a different culture when he's back. He gives the guys energy, a lot of juice, man, and guys just like to fight and be ready to do anything for him after they hear one of his speeches, man. So it's great to have him back in the locker room.
All right, thanks, Ron. We appreciate the time.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, the veterans making their presence felt on the sideline if they're not in the game, but Reeves breaks a 20-yard run. This drive started at the 20 for the Chiefs, and Reeves breaks free. So Aaron Murray trying to bounce back after the interception on the last drive. Murray chased from behind, downfield. It's intercepted again. Back-to-back INTs thrown by Murray.
Well, and that's just a learning lesson, trying to make something happen. You know, he's able to escape the pressure, able to escape the pocket, get to the outside, and yes, he has the guy on the sidelines, but just not enough on it when you're moving that direction.
Gunter with the pick off of Murray. Frustration, back-to-back picks. Back at Arrowhead, Carter Blackburn, Trent Green, B.J. Kissel on the sideline. Aaron Murray, back-to-back interceptions. Touchdown drives for Tyler Bray on back-to-back drives for Bray. Motion on the line, here come the flags. Callahan on the roll. It appears to be a free play for the Packers. It's incomplete. Now we'll check the flags.
Offside. Defense, number 54 and number 93. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And we're joined on the Chiefs sideline by Nick Foles. So Nick, we've talked all night about how you and the rest of your quarterback cohorts have been very active over there on the tablet. So what has been the conversations throughout this game when things have gone well and gone bad around that tablet as you've tried to help out the guys like Bray and Murray who are getting their reps?
Yeah, I mean, we're over there using Microsoft Surface, going through it, pictures from all different angles, close-up of the line of scrimmage to see how the backers are playing, how the D-line's playing, and then we get the broadened picture of the secondary. So we're over there just looking to see how the secondary is playing compared to our film study, and then just sort of analyzing how our routes are looking versus them, and then when the guys go out there next, maybe different things to look for with different route concepts when they're called based on what we see on the sideline.
Hey, Nick, this is Trent, and I know that you've only been here a few weeks, but going into a game like this, I know you want opportunities, you want reps, and just what was that conversation like with Coach Reed trying to decide whether or not you were going to play tonight?
I mean, there was really no conversation. It really just came down to, I mean, he had his decision made, and we were just, there we were going to support the guys and do the scout team during the week to get them ready for this game to go in there and play. So really no conversation. I just, I listen to the big man and let him, make the decisions, and I go with it.
That's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it. What have been some of the biggest challenges, I guess, coming in here, trying to learn the new offense, getting to know the guys in the locker room, learning your way around Kansas City? Just what are some of the challenges you face as you try and adapt?
I mean, all the things you just said, getting my wife out here, finding a place to live, all that stuff that you really don't think about when it comes to football, but it all happened very fast. Of course, the playbook, and then getting to know your teammates, that's a big thing, and really getting to know your way around the facility, all throughout all the doors, how to get to the meeting rooms, how to get back to the locker room, how to get to the cafeteria, all those little things. I'm getting used to it and really enjoying my time here, just getting to know the guys, getting to know the coaches, and growing in this offense each and every day. It's been a fun journey so far, and I'm looking forward to the next steps.
Sounds kind of like back to school time.
Yeah.
Trying to get oriented with the new school, huh?
Oh, yeah. I'd say that's a good comparison. I'd say it's just like going back to school. You really don't know what to expect, but then again, you've been in school before, like I've been with Coach Reed before, so there's a lot of familiar faces that help the process, so got to, catch up with those relationships that, a lot of them, the guys, I've seen in passing through, we played the Chiefs last year in the preseason when I was in St. Louis, so got to catch up then. And then when I got here, obviously catched up with all my old coaches from my Philly days. So that's been a fun part of it. But then, the back to school part's all learning and everything. So, but that's starting to slow down and starting to feel really good about it.
Well, you brought up some great points, and it's stuff that people don't realize that goes into when all of a sudden you're with a new team. You've got all those things you mentioned, whether it be learning the town, getting your family settled, just learning your way around the facility. Those are very real issues. So good luck to you. Good luck to you this season. Have a great season, and appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Nick Foles, thanks for joining us. 17-7, Chiefs lead the Packers. Well, now see, there's the insight that Trent is going to bring us on what it's actually like to move franchises and move cities. And yeah, there's a lot of actual details.
There is, and it's really from a player standpoint, especially at the point in time that he joined the team.
As Callahan is
huge sack.
Yes, indeed. Nick Williams gets another one. Second for Nick Williams.
Nick Williams in his third year, big 6'4", 309 pounds. Working his way up the field, and Callahan tries to spin out, and Nick Williams not allowing that to happen as he brings him down.
Awesome, 17.
Second sack tonight for Nick Williams.
Both emphatic. And back to receive the punt. Fair catch called for, has it at the 11. So Arrowhead reacts big time as Nick Williams with another huge sack. 10 days from now, Phillip Rivers and the Chargers coming to town on September 11 for a big Week 1 divisional matchup. So make sure you don't miss the Arrowhead home opener. Get your tickets at Chiefs.com or by calling 888-99-CHIEFS. Joey Bosa, Phillip Rivers and the San Diego Chargers will be here at Arrowhead with that divisional matchup in the AFC West to get it rolling.
Well, opening day is always exciting, but when you add a divisional rival to that mix, it all of a sudden just takes it to a whole nother level. I'll tell you what, the first time I played in Kansas City when I was traded here in 2001, the opener that year was against the Raiders. So not only home opener, it's the Raiders, a division rival, but it's Chiefs-Raiders, which is the rivalry of rivalries in this division, and it's just a long-standing history. So needless to say, I did not know at that point in time, as Nick Foles just told us, all the different things you have to adapt to with a new team.
Yeah.
Whether it be learning your way around the locker room or the facility and your family and those kinds of things. But facing the Raiders that day on opening day, as you can look at the Chiefs' first 8 games of the season, I sat in line, parking lot. I could not get to the stadium. I didn't know at that point in time. I didn't know all the back roads and different ways that as a player you have to be able to get into the stadium. So I literally was stuck in traffic, and I'm calling security saying, I know I'm supposed to be in the locker room at a certain time, but it's 3 hours before kickoff and traffic's not moving. And so,
well, Trent, that's why you need to go to Chiefs.com and prepare your own parking plan, right, so you can have that parking pass printed out and ready to hand in before you get to the stadium.
You know what? I had a parking pass. I just didn't know how to get to the gates at that point in time. So here I was, leaving the pregame meal. I'm like, oh, I got it, guys. I know where the stadium is. And they're like, yeah, you got to know which gates to go to and how to get in as a player. It's going to be backed up a little bit.
Well, yet again, that parking plan that you can put together at Chiefs.com. Well, that season opener 10 days away, as that's complete to James O'Shaughnessy. Now,
that's perfect that you just took my story and made it into a commercial for Chiefs parking.
Hey,
that is talent.
Hey, we're warming up towards the regular season, aren't we?
That's right. That's great.
I did like it how in that conversation with Nick, I mean, there is so much about the football aspects, right, and the things you prepare for the regular season, but this is life, and there are things that go on outside of football that have to be dealt with, and especially when you change teams at the beginning of August, as Reeves makes a nifty catch for a first down.
Yeah, big first down right now, especially for Aaron Murray, getting it out to Reeves to pick up that first down, trying to get something going here after interception on that last series. So. But yeah, those are different things you have to adapt to, the changes that you have to adapt to. When you're a free agent or you're traded, it generally happens earlier in the process, so you have time to figure out all those things that Nick Foles shared with us in terms of being new to a team. But when you're all of a sudden thrown in the middle of training camp, a lot of that pressure goes to your wife in terms of finding a place to live and getting the kids situated and learning your way around town and all those different things, because as a player, you've all of a sudden got the responsibility in a very short period of time to learn a new playbook, learn your teammates, get to know the coaches, all the different things that go into being a player. So a little bit more difficult. Obviously, there's some familiarity for Nick Foles with Andy Reid and some of the coaches, and a little bit of the offense. He said he has had to learn some new terminology, but yeah, it's all part of the transition.
And we talked to John Dorsey before the game in that conversation with BJ, and you hear from his perspective as much as Reeves with another carry, looks like he has another first down, and you say, all right, well, it's not fantasy football. It's not just moving names and numbers around a roster. He knows more than anyone that you are making decisions that are going to determine livelihoods and determine families and people on the move, and that's part of the business, but it is one of the tougher parts of the business, and that's what's coming as you go from 75, now 76 with the Chiefs because of the roster exemption for Eric Berry, but you're going down to 53, and it isn't fun this time of year for a lot of folks in professional football.
Well, and I think that's why the interview that BJ had with John before the game, it was kind of a somber mood as we listened to the penalty.
Second down.
As it was kind of a somber mood because, John, this isn't something he likes to do. He realizes it's part of his job when he has to do, but he also knows it's tough having those conversations with those players and saying, you know what, your dream comes to an end, at least with the Kansas City Chiefs, but you have an opportunity with 31 other teams or maybe being brought back on the practice squad, or maybe later in the season if an injury happens and we can bring you back on the roster. But those aren't good conversations to have. I've been on the other side of the desk getting cut, and that's not an easy thing to go through for either person in that situation.
Murray to Reeves on the outside. Reeves across the 50. So what is it like when you're on the wrong side of that cut line sitting across the desk?
It's terrible. it's awful. You just you know, when they give you the call and they say, hey, you got to come in and bring your playbook with you, and yeah, you just can't believe it. I had it happen to me on a couple of occasions, and it's not a lot of fun. But you know, you also, pins and needles, you know, the players on Saturday are going to be sitting there waiting. Okay, am I getting the call? Am I not getting the call? What's going to happen? And you know, it's not a fun day. It's and as John Dorsey told us at the beginning of this telecast, it's not a fun day for them either.
Murray on the run, and he's going to take the sack back at the 40, but after back-to-back interceptions, Murray decides to eat that one and take the sack.
Well, it would have been interesting to see what the Chiefs would have done if he had thrown that ball away and had a 4th and 5 just over midfield. My guess is Andy would have punted anyway, just based on the score being 17-7 and where we are in the game. And would you like to see him throw it away? You know, Justin Colquitt's good at pinning him down inside the 20, whether it be 10 yards further or less. So I don't think that really hurts him.
Colquitt hits it at the 30. Abradaris grabs it at the 12. There is a flag down as Abradaris turns the corner at the 20, across the 35, and he is finally pushed out. Colquitt makes the hit, and Abradaris is pushed out, but there's a flag all the way back at the beginning of the play. It was a 48-yard punt, 43-yard return. We check the flag.
Well, and if you're Dave Tobe, the last thing you want to see is Dustin Colquitt coming up and having to make a tackle in a preseason game.
Illegal motion, kicking team, number 24. The 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. First down.
Meaning it is a net 0. But Colquitt bodying up to make sure there's no more yardage on the return. Here's what to watch, presented by the University of Kansas Hospital, the official healthcare provider of the Chiefs. We've been talking about the position battles and big performances. Rod Streeter with 3 really nifty catches. Daddy Nicholas a pair of sacks. In the secondary, Vereen has 3 tackles. Brock Vereen, the 3rd-year pro out of Minnesota. So these decisions are perhaps getting even tougher. 17-7, it is Packers football. Callahan hands off again. Let's go down to the sideline again for B.J. Kissel.
All right, thanks, Carter. Down here with Chiefs running back Spencer Ware. Now, Spencer, last year you showed everybody that you could play at this level. Just how much are you looking forward to the regular season starting, getting out there and playing for real?
It's an anxious feeling. I can't wait for it to start. Unfortunately, we didn't finish how we wanted to last year, but at least we're picking up where we left off. You know, we got some key pieces coming back. You know, our team's going to be healthy, and we're ready and we're hungry.
There's a lot of people on the outside that bring up the question a lot about the running backs group. You and yourself and Sharkandrick proved that you could step in last year. You've got Jamal coming back. How do you guys inside of that room talk about how the touches get split up or who's going to get the ball?
I mean, that's the last thing on our mind. We don't care who's in there. We all feeding off each other. We're going to leave that to the big man upstairs, Coach Andy. We just ready. We're ready to battle for one another. Our team knows that. Our coaches know that. We don't have any selfish people in the running back room. So, I mean, we're a team. We're a group. We're trying to do anything we can to help our team win.
Now that you have a chance to show what you guys can do out here, what do you think this offense as a group can do with all the pieces you've added this year?
All that I can say is it's going to be scary. I mean, it's like I said, just thinking about it, just bringing the hairs off my, off my arm, and it's hard to talk about right now. Hard to talk about, but I'm excited though. I'm excited.
And last question is, anybody who's watched a highlight film of you sees you running over people. Just where does that drive to run the way that you do come from?
Well, it all started when I was first year ever playing football. I was too scared of getting hit. So it was the fight or flight instinct that kind of took over, hit him before he hit me. So when I figured out what I can do, that was kind of always my mentality. And then as I got older, I just see how it changes momentum of games and drives, and ultimately change the outcome. So I just try to bring that to the the atmosphere, to the Chiefs kingdom, and to the Chiefs nation and my teammates.
All right, thanks, Spencer. We appreciate the time.
That is the end of the third quarter. You're watching Chiefs preseason football. Enter promo code Chiefs16 on Garmin.com and you can get the Chiefs branded Vivo Fit for just $49. Visit Garmin.com/Chiefs to buy now. Today's game is brought to you by Garmin as we go to the fourth quarter after a scoreless third. The Chiefs fans of all ages. I got some nice Chiefs gear for the young one at home. Sporting. I did, by the way.
You better not come home empty-handed.
No. We got some good Chiefs gear and stopped by the Royal Shop last night. We went for a nice team building trip to Kaufman. You were at home studying the playbook and getting your notes ready for preseason game number 4, but we enjoyed our time with Rich Gannon and, catching up with Rich. Didn't get the Royals a win, though. Hogan flinged that one out to James O'Shaughnessy.
It's a great atmosphere over there. They're getting hot at the right time. So, we're 10 days away from the regular season starting. Royals are getting hot at the right time, making a playoff push here. It's good times in Kansas City right now.
Our producer, Jonathan Siegel, our director, Andy Goldberg, who more oftentimes frequent a stadium in the Bronx that I'm not going to say which one, but a baseball stadium in the Bronx. We're very impressed with how clean and friendly the staff at Kauffman Stadium was.
That's what you get in KC. That's, Now, who were they cheering for last night? Did they make people come after him?
One member, as Hogan completes, and we will get back to talking football in a moment, but Hogan completes to O'Shaughnessy. One member of our production team is a Yankees fan who was in fact cheering for the Yankees. Jonathan, our producer, is an Orioles fan, so he was a neutral
basically,
party.
You're not going to say, but you just process of elimination.
Right.
So there you go.
Exactly right.
Nice throw by Kevin Hogan getting the first down there. We'll transition off of baseball talk and get back to some roster challenges here. So Hogan getting an opportunity here and picking up a big first down for him.
Return and a hand to Niall Davis. Fourth-year pro from Arkansas.
People in this area have a vested interest in Stanford right now this weekend. I know it's Kevin Hogan's time right now, but Stanford plays Kansas State this weekend in some college football. So
Second down and 8 from the Chiefs' 48-yard line.
Hogan, who wrapped up his Stanford career with a Rose Bowl win, a big Rose Bowl win over Iowa.
He had a pretty good guy back there to hand it and flip it to and throw it to, and Christian McCaffrey had an impressive year last year.
Davis dropped for a loss. That's Kyler Fackrell with a tackle for loss.
Well, and it's unfortunate you see Niall Davis running off the field, keeping that, hanging that left arm. You see him take the hit right on that left shoulder, and he comes running off the field holding that shoulder. So hopefully I can see him on the sideline trying to avoid the two. He's trying to walk away from the trainer, but as you can see from that picture, they caught up to him to find out what's wrong.
Third and long, Hogan downfield, and it is knocked away, incomplete, and Deron Brown had to play DB on that one to knock it away from Kentrell Bryce to avoid another interception.
Throwing it high down the middle with a deep safety. He's fortunate. Hogan's fortunate that wasn't intercepted. I know it's third and long, but he's fortunate that time the ball hit the ground. Dustin Colquitt is back out to punt. We didn't have to see Cairo Santos come out after Dustin tried lowering the shoulders with those huge shoulder pads he had on to make the tackle.
So you're saying that preseason game number 4 punter aggressively making a tackle is not.
It's especially, well, we've shown it a few times. Look at the shoulder pads he has on. You can take it. Look at those things. Look at those things. And he came up and tried lowering his shoulder into it.
Right.
So
look like something out of 80s fashion.
those are not shoulder pads to be used to hit with.
Colquitt hits the football at the 35 and pins him back inside the 5. So Colquitt back to the role of hitting the football with his foot instead of players with those shoulder pads. One of the wrinkles of preseason game number 4 is actually an officiating wrinkle, as you see Jerome Boger standing just in front of B.J. Kissel. So this is an exercise in which the lead referee, it's basically a simulation where you go from a 7-man crew to a 6-man crew. So in the 4th quarter of this preseason game number 4, Tony Sterator takes over at referee. So again, it's just basically a drill for the officials for what happens if in the middle of a regular season game, middle of an NFL game, your referee is unable to keep going, so then everyone's assignments shift. So Tony Sterator, who's the back judge, is now the referee. That means that Jerome just gets to hang out and watch the 4th quarter as the Packers take a deep shot.
Well, and it's really no different than you go back to the first preseason game where they had 8 officials on the field. They were trying with an extra official to see how that would go. So during the preseason, they're trying a couple of the different scenarios so that number one, the officials, the rules committee, the competition committee can factor in a number of different things.
And so right around the 8-minute mark, actually in the 4th quarter. So go back to the 7-man crew, the regular 6-man crew. Brandon Ross, the ball carrier, as he gets across the 10, and now DJ Alexander makes the stop. All right. And this is the replay of your acting referee, Tony Sterator. Didn't bring it to you in Hypermo.
That was not in Hypermo, no. That was him running. That was it.
That's probably the only time this NFL season you will see a replay of a referee running down the field.
I like you getting the plug for Hypermo, though.
Yeah.
Good. You're on a roll tonight.
Getting them all in
you're getting them all in here.
Before we wrap up the preseason. I didn't come loaded with music trivia tonight for you, though.
You've snuck a couple in there. If people are paying attention, you've been able to sneak in a couple music lines in there.
DJ Collette is up next. With Joe Callahan and quarterback well into the 4th quarter, the Packers. Ross, the ball carrier, and Jerron Johnson there on the stop. A 6th-year pro out of Boise State. Won a Super Bowl ring with Seattle. That look in Hyperbo is brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
Well, and that's a perfect tackle. You see him with his shoulder, keeps the head to the side. You're eliminating injury on both people's part.
And the throw on 2nd and 9, knocked away and incomplete. Deveron Carr, the 2nd-year pro from Arizona State, disrupts and had a chance at the pick.
Well, and it forces it to a 3rd and long, and that's a chance here for the Chiefs to get off the field. Deveron Carr with a big hit, not allowing the receiver to hang on to the ball.
3rd down for the Packers, and even 4th quarter of preseason game number 4. Arrowhead gets loud. Callahan pressured on 3rd and 9. Deep shot, incomplete. And so the Chiefs will get it back. Green there in coverage, along with Jamel Fleming.
Well, once again, the Chiefs putting pressure on Callahan, not allowing him to sit back there and be comfortable, especially trying to throw the ball down the field. He had to throw that ball sooner than he wanted to because of that edge pressure.
Hammond back to receive the punt. Grabs it at the 38. There's a flag down as Hammond crosses the 45. picks his way to midfield. Now here's another flag as one of the Packers is down on the play. That's Marwin Evans, who's down for Green Bay. And the 6-man officiating crew.
Two of the six throwing flags there. I think one's a player safety issue. It was a peel back block on a defenseless player. So right now that's who's being attended to for the Packers.
Used to seeing a white hat in the middle of that huddle, but because of the mechanics here in the fourth, Tony Steratore.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both against the return team. Personal foul, blindside block, number 62. That penalty is declined. Holding, return team, number 47. That penalty will be assessed from the end of the kick. Kansas City keeps the ball, first down.
Marwin Evans back up on his feet, headed to the Packers sideline. 9:48 to go in the fourth with the Chiefs up 10 at Arrowhead. 17-7 Chiefs on the Packers here in KC. Need a place to host your upcoming fantasy football draft? Turn a suite at Arrowhead into your draft headquarters on September 5th. Sign up today for the all-inclusive fantasy football draft event presented by DraftKings. For information, visit ChiefsFantasyDraft.com. Now, you noticed something going to break, Trent.
Yeah, Jerome Boger, since he's off the field now, and they're trying a 6-man on the field here. They're simulating what would happen if they lose one of the officials. So you can see Jerome Boger with 2 penalties on the call, and Steratore having to make an announcement. 1 declined and 1, accepted, and he got it all right. So you can see Jerome was happy for him. Gave him applause, gave him a double thumbs up. That's good. That's something he doesn't normally do, and all of a sudden you're in that tough situation. So.
And let's head down to the sideline again for B.J. Kissel.
All right, thanks, Carter. Down here with Chiefs linebacker Justin March. Now, Justin, with everything that you'd been through the last year, and I've asked you about this a lot, but now that you're just a week from Sunday away from playing your first regular season game of your NFL career, just how excited are you?
Man, I'm very excited, just from all the hard work that was put in and being there with the trainers and, all those guys making it an easy process for me. I'm just real excited to be back out there with my teammates and having fun. So looking forward to it.
When you signed here as an undrafted free agent a couple years ago, I can imagine how excited you were to play with a guy like Derek Johnson. Now that you've had a couple years to work with him, you've been in the room with him, how special is it and what exactly have you learned from him?
Man, it's a tremendous honor, playing with somebody as magnificent as he is when it comes to football and as humble as he is as a person. I'm just speechless, just looking up to him as a younger kid and stuff like that. Now I've been able to be in games with him and be right next to him. It's a very humbling experience, and I just want to be out there and make him proud. So just been out there and been able to work with somebody you've looked up to for so long. It's an amazing feeling.
When I spoke with DJ earlier this week, I asked him about you, and he said that as a guy who's played the will position quite a bit, he said, and especially for a guy like DJ who makes all these tackles behind the line of scrimmage, he said now, if he doesn't go right away, that you're going to be there. And there's a few times where he steps back, like, how are you already beating me there? What's it like to get that kind of praise from him?
Man, it's, like I said, it's a very humbling experience, but, I learned from him, and it's like I know he's going to try to make plays. So when I'm out there with him, I want to try to do the same thing. And everything like that. He gives me all the tips, and Coach Gibbs, they give me everything I need to go out there and succeed, and then it's just about going out there and doing it. And having a relationship with him on and off the field, it makes it easier for me to go out there and play stress-free and just go out there and have fun and know that whatever happens, he has my back. So that's something that's very special when you're playing an inside linebacker position.
And final question, just over the past year or 2 years, where have you seen the biggest growth for yourself as a player?
I would actually say in the film room, you know, learning everything there is to learn about different offenses and different schemes of the NFL and how that all works. Because coming from college, from like a air raid type conference where all it is pass, 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 and then coming where it's more like a pro style and it's a little bit slower and stuff like that, there's a different way to handle that. So being able to learn mentally from a mental standpoint, being able to learn the concepts of it and everything has helped me tremendously, and it's just been a great process.
All right, Justin, thanks for the time.
No problem. Have a good one.
Justin, the second-year pro from Akron in the MAC. And everyone around this organization and this team talks about how impressive the maturity for Justin March, and injured last year after the impressive training camp, able to bounce back in his second year. And Justin March had one of the big hits and big moments, looking quite a bit like Derek Johnson hitting the hole.
Well, and Derek Johnson, having a chance to talk to him, just has been very impressed with Justin March. The fact that he's added weight, he's gotten bigger, gotten stronger, he's gotten faster in terms of his play, and you can tell from that interview with BJ right there, he's learned a lot from DJ. DJ as a player has gotten better at studying film and understanding what linemen are doing, what gaps to shoot, how to get in the backfield and make those plays. And you can tell that Justin's been a good student and paid a lot of attention to DJ and how he's handled things and how he's prepared.
Justin told us the belief goes back to his high school coach, BJ Luke, about you can do this, you can play at any level, and now Justin March is going to have an opportunity not only play week 1, but could start replacing the injured Josh Maga and play a much bigger role on the Chiefs in 2016 after he was forced to sit out last year. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs offense, you're looking at 3rd down and long for Kevin Hogan, the rookie quarterback out of Stanford, a 3rd Chiefs quarterback of the night.
Well, and during that interview with Justin March, we missed a couple of nice runs by Niall Davis, a couple of long runs, one up the middle to get around midfield, and then another 9-10 yarder that he bounced outside, and so come back from that shoulder injury that he went off the field with and come back in and have a couple of, put together a couple nice runs.
Oh, for his last 3 after starting 3 for 3, and that went incomplete off the hands of O'Shaughnessy to bring up 4th down. So after the perfect start for Hogan, he's missed his last 4. Brown there in coverage on O'Shaughnessy.
Dustin Colquitt in punt formation for Kansas City. Jared Aberderis back deep for Green Bay.
So Colquitt will punt it away. Aberderis is back. At the 35. Fair catch called for right at the 10 for Aberderis. So 6:29 left in the Chiefs preseason, 10 days away from week 1 against the Chargers. DraftKings.com, the daily fantasy sports destination. Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer. The Kansas City Steak Company. Taste, it matters. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. And by Garmin. Learn about the new Garmin Verb Ultra 30 at Garmin.com. Here in Kansas City, the Chiefs trying to wrap up the preseason with a win over the Packers. You know, earlier this week, if you were in New York on Tuesday, if you were at 52nd and 6th, you would have seen some notable NFL quarterbacks and CBS analysts tossing the football around. Yeah, so there's Adam Archuleta, safety, but you had yourself, you had Phil Simms, you had Bill
Rich Gannon, who's up here broadcasting the Packers. Yeah, there was a few of us, yeah.
And do you want to tell the audience who won that quarterback competition?
Well, since you brought it up, no, I wasn't going to just volunteer this up. Yeah, I only made one out of the 5, and sideline, yeah, and Rich didn't do very well either. Jamie Erdahl.
Yeah.
Jamie Erdahl, our Greg Gumbel and I, 3rd member of our crew with CBS is Jamie Erdahl, and she's our sideline reporter, played college basketball. She actually got 3 out of 5 and beat all of us. Beat Gannon, beat Sims, beat me, beat Tasker, Archuleta, Feely, all these football players, and she brought home the trophy.
Yeah, that's amazing. That you saw the strong KC ties and the Green Bay booth next door to us with Rich and with our friends Kevin Harlan. So yeah,
I bet Rich's crew didn't bring that up on his broadcast. I bet Rich's crew,
now,
because Rich would be hot.
It really is fun. This is one of the funnest parts of our year. We get together and we all go to New York, and it is camaraderie, and it's like a locker room, and a lot of fun.
Yes.
Now, we have to mention that Jay Feely actually booted one onto 6th Avenue as well, trying to kick it into the inflatable football receiver.
Jay got done throwing and didn't fare very well, and he's like, well, let me kick one. So I held it, thinking he was just going to go up and do like a little pooch kick, trying to make it into the target. And he hits a line drive about 10 yards over the top of the inflatable, right into, as you said, right into 6th Avenue, over the heads of the people on the sidewalks. Fortunately, he landed between a cab and a bus. Didn't hit anybody.
That pass from Williams is incomplete, defended by Deveron Carr. And oh, by the way, Kevin and Rich will be here for Week 1 in 10 days on CBS. So Kevin Harlan and Rich Gannon, both of those strong KC ties, will be here for Week 1 against the Chargers.
And they were quizzing us pretty strongly there on Monday and Tuesday in New York, trying to find out all the scoop they could about the Chiefs, not only for this broadcast but also to get ready for Week 1. So it's those are two great announcers and two good friends for sure.
This is Robinson back to field the punt. So Robinson will take it to the 39. So again, congratulations to Jamie Erdahl, the quarterback toss champion at CBS Sports 2016.
Did I tell you how much I don't like you?
Let's take a look around the AFC West, presented by Volvo of Overland Park. And yes, Joey Bosa did sign with the San Diego Chargers. So he, Keenan Allen, and Phillip Rivers will be here for Week 1.
And it looks like a tough division from top to bottom. Obviously, Denver, the returning Super Bowl champions, but lost a couple of quarterbacks. Kansas City coming back strong. Oakland looking better, spending some money on the defensive side of the ball and some young talent on the offensive side of the ball. And San Diego. So, yeah, it's all getting here in 10 days.
Denver's won the last 5 AFC West titles. Reeves is brought down for a loss. Yeah, did you see, by the way, the Aaron Rodgers with not only with the mustache but in the cowboy gear all decked out earlier this week?
I did not.
Okay.
No, I did not. And as I'm watching this mustache walk around on its own behind the Green Bay Packers bench over there, that's pretty impressive. I don't think I could. I don't know how long it would take me to get something like that.
You know, our stats man extraordinaire Wade Robbins had a fun story about Aaron Rodgers isn't going to play in this game, but as Hogan turns and hands off to Reeves again. But now there is a fumble. It looks like Reeves lost the football. To wrap that up, it was Rodgers going around to a bunch of kids before the game and giving about 20 fist bumps to all of them waiting around. So having fun in KC. Maybe he's not playing.
Well, it's never a good thing when you're running back and you get on the ground and you're looking around. You don't see the ball anywhere. You can see it. The ball comes out loose. There it is behind him. You can't even see it. It's sitting there for a while, and Green Bay, unfortunately for the Chiefs, jumps on the ball and has good field position.
Reeves fumbles, turns it over, and Green Bay gets it back at the 39. That's not the closing statement you want if you're Darren Reeves.
Well, and you also have to remember there's a, John Dorsey has talked to us about this. This isn't something that all of a sudden one play or one situation in a game. It's a culmination of cumulative effect from OTAs, mini camps, training camp, preseason games. It's the evaluation is ongoing, and this is just a piece of that puzzle.
Marquise Williams in at quarterback, and he is going to heave it to the end zone, incomplete. But here come the flags on Deveron Carr. Pass interference as he gets tangled up with Geronimo Allison.
Well, if you're a Chiefs fan, you're saying incidental contact. Their feet just got tangled together, but you could see from their arms he was pulling him quite a bit. So 2 officials coming in with the flag, and Packers with 1st and goal at around the 4-yard line.
And this is after the Packers have struggled mightily to move the football in the second half. So Williams out of the shotgun, 1st and goal, Packers. To the back of the end zone, Williams throws it away. Intended again for Allen with good coverage.
Williams pass intended for Herb Waters.
Well, putting the pressure on late. Once again, Desmond Moses. Been in this entire game. Played all 4 quarters. Seen him making plays in every quarter sideline to sideline. So he's making a lasting impression in this final preseason game.
Chiefs defense has played really well in the second half, holding Green Bay to only 39 yards of offense in the second half. Handoff up the middle. Brandon Ross gets maybe a couple to the 2, but it's going to be 3rd and goal.
Well, and I'm going to piggyback your comment with the fact that the Chiefs defense has played well all night. You think about the only points on the board were after the block punt gave the Packers field position down inside the 15. So been a productive night for the defense. Piggyback that with the performance they had a week ago against Chicago. They've got the right momentum going into the regular season.
3rd and goal on the ground again, stopped again, well short. Desmond Moses again leads the charge in the middle for the Chiefs.
Thank you, Desmond Moses, because as I'm complimenting the defense, you're able to stop and keep them out of the end zone. So good timing. They're able to make that tackle and bring them down. So Packers down by 10 with under 3 minutes. Are going to go for it here on 4th down.
4th and goal from the 1. But first a timeout. Green Bay will use a timeout prior to 4th and goal. So yes, it's 2:49 in the 4th preseason game, and you haven't seen the starters out there, but tell that to the players on the field and really the fans in the stands for a 4th and goal from the 1. This is...
The fans in attendance are getting loud, trying to help out the defense as best they can, and as we've said throughout this entire game and in the leading up to the game, this is important for these guys on the field. This is, you get your opportunity to play, you get your chance to make a goal line stand. No matter if you end up on the 53 or not, this is your time right now, and you want to make an impact, and love to get a stop right here.
So 4th and goal from the 1 with Marquise Williams and the Packers under center. Handoff, nowhere close. The Chiefs get a stop at the goal line. Tyrell Adams leads the way. And the Chiefs D keeps Green Bay out of the end zone. From 1st and goal, the stop on 4th and goal.
You can see the penetration getting into the backfield. As you see Adams work his way through to the backfield and getting across the line. He and Malumba at the point of attack. Cause for celebration by the Chiefs defense.
Good push from David King, the 2nd-year player out of Oklahoma. So Bob Sutton with a word of congratulations to the defense. They make a stop closing out this one in the 4th. Kevin Hogan is going to turn and hand off. It is Niall Davis out of the end zone across the 10.
Niall Davis with the
Approaching the 2-minute warning. Davis gives the Chiefs a little breathing room as he takes it out to the 10.
gain of 7 yards on the play. 2nd down and 3 for the 10-yard.
10 days away from that regular season opener against the San Diego Chargers in the divisional game in the AFC West here at Arrowhead Stadium. Those guys will be here.
They'll show up. Green Bay sitting on 2 timeouts here, and the 2-minute warning coming up. They're they understand this game, the 4th preseason game,
and we've reached a 2-minute warning as Chiefs look to close it out strong. 17-7 Chiefs on the Packers as we close out the preseason. Thanks to all the crew behind the scenes that put these Chiefs preseason games together. Our executive producer, Adam Pellegrino, Ryan Galvin, who had to go on the IR. So Jonathan Siegel stepping in as producer, our director, Andy Goldberg, our technical manager, Al Boylo, our unit manager, Rob Schmall, associate producer, Evan Miller, associate director, Brock Rom. Howard's Rib on graphics, our technical director, Jeremy Ward, senior audio, Ryan Miller, our senior video, John Walston, operations manager, Dan Adu, remote facilities and crew provided by PMTV and the booth all preseason. Stats, Wade Robinson, spotter, John Tobias. Davis just trying to stay in bounds and run out the clock. And it looks like the Chiefs are going to close out the preseason with the win over the Packers. All right, so there's 1:47 left in the preseason, which means we fully turn our thoughts towards Week 1 against the Chargers in the regular season in 2016. So same question for you that we asked Clark Hunt. How do you capitalize off the momentum from last season heading into this year?
Well, I think it's important to remember that offensively they feel like that they have even more weapons this year. They feel like not only Jeremy Maclin getting a second year in, you now know what you have in Charkandrick West, and you know what you have in Spencer Ware, and you've got the development of Demetrius Harris to complement Travis Kelce at tight end, and bringing in Mitchell Schwartz to shore up that right tackle position. So you feel better about the offense. You feel better about the weapons that Alex Smith has at his disposal. And then on the defensive side, you got Eric Berry back. He's signed. It's how quickly can Justin Houston get back? He's on PUP, so it's going to take the minimum of 6 weeks. Tom Bahali coming off an knee surgery, so you have some injuries at some key positions. Also, who's going to be that other corner opposite Marcus Peters? So you do have some question marks on defense. But if you look at the performance the last 2 weeks by the defense, they should be in good position.
So the rosters get down to 53 on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. The opener, Chiefs versus Chargers, 10 days from now. The substitution problem is the Chiefs are actually forced to use a timeout with 31 seconds, but Packers aren't using theirs, and this one's almost wrapped up. Colquitt's going to put it away. So the first playoff win in 22 years and a big rally, and talked about how the sense of optimism rolling into 2016 for this Chiefs team, for this Chiefs franchise, and well earned. Now they'll try to get off to the hot start in 2016 that they were unable to get up to in 2015.
Didn't have a hot start last year, but they had a hot finish, that's for sure. So yeah, you got to carry that into this season. And as Dustin Colquitt, about a 75-yard pump.
He did.
Well, hey, Carter, wrapping up our first preseason together. Really enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed being a part of Chiefs Kingdom and learning the part of barbecue. And
after we rolled in the shot of you in the quarterback toss, you weren't feeling the love. But now is with bygones, all good?
No, I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm about to kick you out of the booth. But no, we had some fun. We got to watch some good football. Unfortunately, the first couple of preseason games didn't finish the way that the Chiefs wanted, but the last 2 games have finished very strong. So, as you said, 10 days away for the regular season to start. It's been a lot of fun, or at least not a lot, but maybe a little bit of fun that we've had along the way. And so I've enjoyed the preseason. Good luck to you.
Thanks for leading me into the kingdom. Appreciate it. Following Trent Green's lead, no question about it. So Chiefs wrap up the final preseason game with a 17-7 win over the Green Bay Packers. And in 10 days, it's the Chargers here at Arrowhead for Week 1 and the start of the Chiefs 2016 season. Thanks for tuning in for Chiefs preseason football. For everyone in the truck, BJ Kissel on the sideline, Trent Green, I'm Carter Blackburn. The Chiefs close out the preseason with a 17-7 win over Green Bay.